MPs as well as old veteran MPs who are known as close aides of Mamata Banerjee have now decided to form a separate bloc, which is a big jolt for the Trinamool Congress inside the parliament at a time when Mamata Banerjee is championing the opposition cause, seen huddling with Congress and the other opposition parties in New Delhi at the Constitution Club. Of course, that photograph of her hugging Sonia Gandhi could have sent a strong message to her political opponents, but rather it has backfired with her own party MPs deciding to form a separate bloc. Now, out of the 28 strength within the Lok Sabha, if 20 Trinamool Congress MPs decide to go the other way, that means that Mamata Banerjee has lost control of her own party inside the parliament, and this of course can signal at a bigger jolt for the Trinamool Congress in terms of the political positioning in the coming days.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Shreshi, for bringing us all those developments and really, shocking developments in the Trinamool Congress, as it seems Mamata Banerjee is losing control of her own party. So, and remember, this is a second wave of rebellion because we've already seen the rebellion among the MLAs in West Bengal, and now we see that a similar rebellion by MPs taking place right here in Delhi, and this coming at a time that Didi is focusing on opposition unity in Delhi. A section of the Trinamool Congress MP is holding a separate meeting in Delhi, just a few kilometers away from the Constitution Club. The meeting was attended by Sukhendu Sekhar Roy, who resigned from the Trinamool Congress and Rajya Sabha membership this morning. Remember, he's one of the longest serving MPs of the TMC. Sources say this was followed by another meeting that took place at Bhupender Yadav's residence, where Chief Minister of West Bengal, Suvendu Adhikari, was also present. Apart from Sukhendu Sekhar, 10 Trinamool Congress Lok Sabha MPs, including Kakoli, Ghosh Dastedar, Abu Tahir Khan, Khalilur Rahman and Arup Chakrabarti attended this meeting, and it said as many as 20 MPs are said to be unhappy with the leadership and considering forming their own group. Another MP, Dev, who's an actor, in fact cancelled all his programs and is also in Delhi now. Kakoli Ghosh could lead this rebel faction, and in fact we also learned, as we saw in that phone interview with Shreshi, that they will be supporting the NDA. Now, sources in Team Mamata maintain that people are still with Mamata Banerjee.
So that was in fact Suvendu Adhikari, who in fact has just left from the residence of Bhupender Yadav.
ऑल टाइम रिकॉर्ड हुआ पोलिंग में, ऐसा हिंदुस्तान में और कहीं हुआ कि नहीं हुआ मुझे मालूम नहीं। इसका क्या कारण थी, जनता इतना खपा क्यों हो गए, इसके लिए कोई भी पोस्टमार्टम पार्टी का अंदर नहीं हुआ। पिछले 15 साल जब सत्ता में जो लोग थे, कोई मंत्री, कोई पंचायत के लीडर, कोई काउंसिलर, कोई मेयर वगैरह वगैरह, तो ये लोग के आसपास जाना मुश्किल था, उन लोगों का पैर धरती पे नहीं था। तो आम जो हमारे ये वर्कर्स है, उनका बात सोचिए, जिन्होंने अपना खून और पसीना दे के पार्टी को मजबूत किया, बरसों से उन्होंने लड़ाई किया वाम मोर्चा के खिलाफ, वो लोग पीछे चले गए। दलाल लोग, चोर, डकैत, रेपिस्ट, ये लोग सब सामने आ गया। अभी तो सब निकल रहा है ना, टीवी पर दिखाई दे रहा है।
ये सिर्फ शुकेंदुदा का बात नहीं है, मैं शुकेंदुदा से बात नहीं हुआ मेरा, मगर टीवी में शुकेंदुदा का जो बयान है, मैं ये बयान देखा हूँ, सुना हूँ। शुकेंदुदा का जो उन्होंने बोले हैं, मैं मेजॉरिटी जगह में उनके साथ एकमत हूँ, और खास करके जहां तक पार्लियामेंट का अपर हाउस का फंक्शनिंग था, शुकेंदुदा जो बोले हैं वो एकदम सही है। पार्लियामेंट क्विज करने का जगह नहीं है, क्विज मास्टरी करने का अलग सा जगह है, स्टूडियो है। पार्लियामेंट का फ्लोर, पार्लियामेंट का हाउस के अंदर, हाउस के बाहर भी, वहां ये मैं पहले भी बोल चुका हूं कि अभिषेक बंदोपाध्याय का जो संगठन लोग बोलते हैं, उस संगठन में बंगाली में आप जानते हैं संघ का मतलब क्या है, गठन का मतलब क्या है, उसमें संघ है मगर गठन नहीं है
ना। ज्यादा विरोधी दल एक साथ आएंगे तो उसको तो एक एडवांटेज होगा ही, शक्ति बढ़ेगा। तृणमूल कांग्रेस पर बहुत ज़्यादा हमला हो रहा है, आक्रमण हो रहा है, तो दूसरे लोग साथ रहेंगे तो तृणमूल का शक्ति मिलेगा। जैसे अभिषेक बैनर्जी पर जब व्यक्तिगत हमला हुआ तब मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे, राहुल गांधी, कांग्रेस की ओर से उसको निंदा किया। यही मॉरल समर्थन, नैतिक समर्थन मिलता है। हाँ दिया।
क्या कहा है?
आने को बोला।
आपकी तरफ से क्या प्रतिक्रिया?
नहीं जाएंगे।
All right, so those were statements made earlier, and now some breaking news coming in that Kakoli Ghosh has in fact written that 20 MPs are with her, that they wish to form a separate faction in Parliament, and that they feel they are now more aligned with the NDA. So that is the big breaking news we're bringing you right now. Let's go across to Shreshi for more on this. Shreshi had already spoken to one of the rebel MPs who had in fact given her the same news. And Shreshi, so take us through, all these developments. Kakoli Ghosh has now said that, spoken about her removal from party positions as arbitrary and unilateral, and she also says that they have written to Om Birla and they have formally conveyed that they want to be a part of the NDA.
Well, that's right, and it's such a big jolt for the Trinamool Congress, and especially at a time when Party Supremo Mamata Banerjee herself is present in the national capital, and this is all happening under her nose over there, while she's chairing that opposition unity meeting there in the Constitution Club. Her entire party crumbling within the parliament, and this, of course, is going to be a big jolt for the Trinamool Congress nationally as well. Now, what we have given to understand is that one of the demands that the Trinamool Congress MPs who are forming a separate bloc has made to the BJP leadership is of central security cover. They fear that they are not safe here in their constituencies when they are going out. They are being attacked by the public because of the kind of scams that have happened here in the state of West Bengal in the last 15 years. And of course, even Dr. Sharmila Sarkar, while speaking to NDTV, said that none of their opinions were being taken seriously within the party, which is what led them to really decide a separate political strategy within the Trinamool Congress. 20 MPs out of the total 28 deciding to break off from the Trinamool Congress and give support to the NDA could not get bigger than this. This political earthquake that has taken place in New Delhi is going to have repercussions on the Trinamool Congress's political future as well, because we have seen the same thing unfold in the Vidhan Sabha just last week, and now it's being seen in the parliament itself, which is going to be telling, because after this, the party really has to decide how to go forward, because it has lost support not just within the Vidhan Sabha from its own MLAs who have just won the 2026 elections, but also in the parliament. And while we speak, even one of Mamata Banerjee's closest aide, old veteran Trinamool Congress leader Firhad Hakim, is holding a meeting with the rebel MLAs here in the Vidhan Sabha, which means that he could probably join hands with them and extend support to LOP Ritobrato Banerjee. So each and every hour, Trinamool Congress leaders are distancing themselves from the Mamata Banerjee party, as well as cutting ties with Kalighat, which used to be the nerve center of political power here in West Bengal.
And Firhad Hakim, somebody who Mamata Banerjee used to consider like her brother, so really a huge implosion within the Trinamool Congress. Shreshi, take the viewers through, all the developments since the morning. It started with Sukhendu Shekhar Ray, that he resigned. Then there was the meeting that took place at Bhupendra Yadav's residence. Remember, also, this is not happening organically. Clearly, there's some amount of engineering that is taking place behind the scenes, and a lot of the Trinamool Congress MPs were there at the union minister's residence, and so was the West Bengal chief minister.
Absolutely. These were all pre-scheduled programs, at least for the West Bengal Chief Minister. He is currently at Vigyan Bhavan signing the MOU with the Central Health Minister JP Nadda, where West Bengal is now going to be formally included in the Ayushman Bharat scheme. But before that, what unfolded since morning, we first saw Sukhendu Shekhar Roy tendering his resignation from the Rajya Sabha membership, going to the Vice President's residence and tendering his resignation. Right after that, there was a undisclosed meeting of the Trinamool Congress MPs, of which at least 7 were seen in that picture that NDTV had exclusively accessed. And also present there was Shukhender Shekhar Roy, relaxed, having a cup of tea, but also hinting at something larger that is going to be unfolding here in the national capital. And now, of course, we are seeing the implosion within the Trinamool Congress. When Shukhender Shekhar Roy reached Bhupendra Yadav's residence in New Delhi, the West Bengal Chief Minister was already present. He left within 10 minutes, but he also hinted at a good meeting. When the media asked him how was the meeting, he gave a positive response and left from there. Some of the MPs were already present inside Bhupendra Yadav's residence. We are given to understand even Nishikant Dubey was present in that meeting at Bhupendra Yadav's residence. And now with Sharmila Sarkar giving a confirmation to NDTV, 20 Trinamool Congress MPs were present in the meeting with Bhupendra Yadav at his residence, who was in charge of West Bengal's election for the BJP. And thereafter, they have decided to extend their support to the NDA. When asked who is going to be heading this bloc, Sharmila Sarkar said their chief whip Kakoli Ghosh Dostidar would be the right person to answer that question, which means that she will be heading that faction, given the fact that she has already turned her back on the Trinamool Congress 2 weeks ago, tendering her resignation from all the posts within the party and expressing her disagreement with the way the party is functioning. And she is the first Trinamool Congress MP to get central security cover from the Ministry of Home Affairs, and now clearly hinting at a break-off from the Trinamool Congress. 28 is the total strength of the party inside the Lok Sabha, of which 20 have decided to walk away and form a separate bloc.
Absolutely, and that separate bloc all set to support the NDA and be a part of the NDA. This was broken by Shreshi earlier as she spoke to one of the rebel leaders, Dr. Sharmila Sarkar, who said that we are forming a separate bloc and we will support the NDA. Listen into that phone interview.
Ma'am, how many MPs were present in today's meeting?
We were 20 in number.
Ma'am, what is the problem within the Trinamool Congress that you all decided to distance yourself?
You have seen from different media, I think, different media and social media, that what kind of corruption was going on. And after seeing all this, we have decided, and we have no voice within our party. So we have decided to to make a separate bloc so that we can raise our voice.
Ma'am, will this bloc be away from the Trinamool Congress and give support to the BJP, or will you all join hands with the BJP?
No, we have a separate bloc, so we will support NDA. Till now, we have decided.
Any meeting with BJP leadership like Amit Shah today or Narendra Modi for that matter? You all are already meeting Bhupendra Yadav.
No.
And ma'am, who's going to be the leader of this bloc?
I don't know. You can ask our chief whip, Dr. Kakoli Ghosh Dostidar, or our leader, means deputy leader Shatabdi Roy. They can answer this question.
All right. Thank you so much for speaking to NDTV. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, so the implosion within the Trinamool Congress. Remember, these meetings were taking place even as the India Alliance, that's the opposition India bloc, was meeting at the Constitution Club in Delhi. This was the first time Mamata Banerjee had come to Delhi after a defeat in West Bengal, and this rebellion was also brought up during that meeting. So let's take you through what we have learned was discussed at that India bloc meeting that took place in Delhi. Mamata Banerjee requested leaders of the India Alliance to visit Bengal to assess the alleged incidents of violence taking place there after the election. This is something Mamata Banerjee has been raising, the violence taking place in the state. CPIML General Secretary Dipankar Bhattacharya stated that the India bloc stands with Mamata Banerjee during this time of crisis. Until then, there was the rebellion in West Bengal among MLAs. Since then, remember the rebellion by MPs as well. Also at the meeting, Akhilesh Yadav raised the issue of the DMK. Remember, the DMK was not present at the meeting. DMK and Aam Aadmi Party leaving the India alliance, the opposition alliance. So this issue was also raised and discussed. CPM MP John Brittas raised questions over Rahul Gandhi's statements that were made during the Kerala Assembly elections. And he said that CPM workers are very angry over Rahul Gandhi's allegations of a secret understanding between Pinarayi Vijayan and the BJP. On this, Rahul Gandhi replied his statement was political. His intention was not to attack any individual or ideology. Well, let's go across to Janendra, who was tracking the India Bloc meeting. And Janendra, take us through, more about what happened during the meeting, especially regarding Mamta Banerjee, because she did raise this issue of asking leaders to come to West Bengal and the left actually supporting Mamta Banerjee.
Yes, so assembly election results were discussed, especially Bengal and Bihar, regarding Bengal and Bihar elections, be it SIR or about central forces. So Mamta Banerjee claimed that the verdict was theft, and that is not the people's mandate, what reflected on result day. And in that continuity, Mamta Banerjee requested India Alliance leaders to come to Bengal and see the alleged post-poll violence incidents. She also said that BJP is trying to break my party, but they will not get success and everything will be fine. So post-Bengal election, this meeting was held only on the request of Mamta Banerjee. Mamta requested Congress to call the meeting, and then only today's meeting held. Around for about 3 hours, almost all leaders spoke about regarding their inputs from Uddhav Thackeray and Hemant Soren, who joined the meeting online, and Umar Abdullah, Mehbooba Mufti, John Brittas, D. Raja, Akhilesh Yadav. Akhilesh Yadav raised the issue of DMK and Aam Aadmi Party going apart from India Alliance. Akhilesh said that they were with us, but now they are not with us. So, but that matter only Congress can clarify that why they are not with us. So, Akhilesh raised this issue. And
all right, Janendra, thanks so much for joining us with all those details. So several issues discussed at the India Bloc meeting. There was also a decision to meet more often, but this even as Trinamool Congress seems to be imploding. All that and more coming up ahead. We'll get you more developments. For the moment, slipping into a short break.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा, सबका राजा आरती और मसाला।
Navnidhi Sharma, the father of Twisha, joins me one-on-one for the first time.
शुरू में ही देखने को मिल गया था कि क्रिमिनल माइंडसेट है। भेड़िए ने बकरी की खाल में शिकार किया है सर। They are chameleon people.
A brother, Major Harshit, speaks out for the first time on national television.
We have been fighting non-stop. We are not stopping until the justice is served.
Missing, where is your son? Let me ask you that pointed question.
He is ready to face all the questions, but he has to exhaust his legal remedies.
Breaking news coming in. Samarth Singh has finally surrendered. These are fresh visuals coming on your screen. First on NDTV. NDTV is the only network in the country that is relentlessly chasing this case. Joining us live now for the first time is Mrigendra Singh, senior advocate, appearing for Samarth Singh.
The girl has gone because of the pressure created by her own parents.
These are difficult circumstances, but the hard questions still need to be asked.
All of these people.
Kolkata tram. The highest number of voters. Tamil Nadu votes decisive.
I've always liked NDTV. It's the most reliable news channel more than anything.
TVK headquarters here.
Lot of thanks for NDTV. Congratulations to NDTV.
Thank the team for their incredible coverage of the Tamil Nadu election so far.
Fast moving but still relaxed, informative but still unbiased.
So I really love the channel. I saw Shiv sir and I was really excited to meet him and tell hi. So I'm really happy I met you, sir. Thank you so much.
Happy meeting NDTV team here.
Thanks for NDTV.
Padmija Ghosh, This is Shreya Ghosh, Rafandeep Chaudhary,
Manogya Loiwal.
Deepak Bopanath.
This is Victor.
Tanushka Datta,
Sam Daniel.
Tika Ramaswamy, Ritu Raj Purohit,
Shiv Arur. To all our viewers who've joined us, thank you very much for spending your time, for trusting NDTV.
मीठा या नमकीन चाहे जैसे खाओ 100% सूजी से बनी आर प्योर वर्मिसेली स्वादिष्ट सेहतमंद हर रोज.
The results with the BJP winning more than 200 seats clearly answer those questions. Our teams on the ground, in the studios, in the newsroom, will keep tracking every twist. We try to stay away from the noise, try to use the election analytics to bring the coverage together for you. 90% voting is not common. That's 140 elections with less than 70%. Suvendu Adhikari leading at this moment. 5 states, 824 assembly seats. An election that felt more like a war.
Again going to shift focus to West Bengal, bring in our colleagues from the ground as well.
We've got some breaking news just coming in. Kanchan Gupta to wear this morning. Green was not one of them. Kanchanda, what's going on here?
Khela ho big.
Vijay is finishing off every existing political force.
This holds, Pradeep Gupta will be dancing. Joining us now, live and exclusive on NDTV, the architect of this historic victory.
जनता को बधाई दे रहा हूं.
To all our viewers who've joined us in this long day, thank you very much for spending your time, for trusting NDTV.
India Inc.'s most respected names chose India Inc.'s best and brightest.
I'm delighted to be chairing a committee of such distinguished fellow businessmen, bankers. It's just lovely to be back on this NDTV jury. I have been a fan of NDTV for a long time.
Many of the nominees are extremely close together in terms of what they've done.
Gender parity to be reflected while we choose leadership as well.
It's also important that how they are reshaping the industries.
We've got a fantastic jury and we've left all decisions to the wisdom of the jury.
Who will earn India's top business honors? Find out on 3rd July at the NDTV Profit Business Leadership Awards. From the newsroom to the studio to the thick of political action.
You're watching NDTV 24/7. The hope is that beyond this election, this will be one of the major issues. With multiple challengers in the fray, the TMC also has done a bit of rejigging. Remember, this is also a district that has been plagued by communal violence. Come to some of the sabhas that the BJP is also organizing, especially in the villages of West Bengal.
When stories have impact,
Padmija Joshi, managing editor and primetime anchor.
then news has influence. The buck stops here with Padmija Joshi.
Your work is being watched by people. You think that you're making an impact in this time. I think that's really a huge validation, very rewarding, and I'm pretty certain that Team NDTV will go from strength to strength.
Higher end, check the audio. Higher end, check the audio.
Let's do it. Let's start. Big news that we're breaking first here on NDTV.
We know for sure that they have, confirmed their support to him.
We've got a picture of the letter. The breaking story, we're jumping straight into it.
They do not want to be part of an experiment.
Show around and then come to me. At the Nehru Stadium in Chennai.
Unconditional support.
Giant killer of TVK is here with us.
We've got Mr. Dinakaran with us here. Veera, why aren't you also dancing?
Vijay is coming out, TVK chief.
Big breaking story here on NDTV. Nobody else has these details. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for the viewership. Thank you for the love.
when others are warming up, I'm raring to go. The stories that matter, the stories that shape your life.
Hello and welcome to watching Prime 5 with me, Raisha Sehgal. On Saturday, how
The show that sets the prime time agenda.
we'll be deep diving into this topic to tell you what's at stake.
Join me, Raisha Sehgal, on Prime 5, only on NDTV 24/7.
Across the country.
He has tracked the pulse of power from Washington to Korea. Witnessed history being made in global capitals and conflict zones. Brought clarity to complex issues of national security and international affairs. Aditya Raj Kaul, covering international affairs like no one else. Only on NDTV network.
Straight from the heart of the newsroom to the core of the stories shaping your world. Join me, Gargi Raut, as I track all the developments as they break. Live from the Welcome back. Some breaking news now coming in on the West Asia situation after strikes and counter-strikes between Israel and Iran. And now Donald Trump has said that both sides, that's Israel and Iran, are looking for an immediate ceasefire, that final negotiations on peace are proceeding. So some welcome news there from Donald Trump. He says it's subject to ignorance or stupidity getting in its way. So saying there is going to be a ceasefire. The blockade, he says, will remain in place and in full force and effect until a final deal is reached. Things should move quickly. Thank you for attention to this matter. So a welcome statement from Donald Trump saying peace talks are moving forward and Israel and Iran are looking to do an immediate ceasefire. All right, so Donald Trump, they're talking about a ceasefire. With that, we'll slip into a short break. More on the other side.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है, अरे मेरे राजा।
India's unshakable news habit. NDTV.com is India's #1 English news website.
Economy, business, world, technology. Noise filtered, numbers decoded. Insights that rewire your worldview. From governance to growth, we connect the dots. Your daily edge, your global advantage. India Business Report with me, Gauri Dwivedi, weeknights on NDTV Profit.
आपने तो दीदी को एकदम धो डाला।
इसमें जनता का जीत है, मोदी जी का जीत है।
आज के की खाबेन झालमुड़ी ना माछेर झोल।
How will you celebrate?
झालमुड़ी माछेर झोल with रसगुल्ला।
You know, you remember you promised me that you will come to Kabini and do an interview with me. You like going to the forest?
This is a declaration of our state that to the entire country that our Kerala is secular.
ये विजय बंगाल की जनता के विशेष करके मातृशक्ति की।
One clip that went most viral was the non-interview. Cruz spent some time with him. We have these whistles out for you, and the whistles are for the fact that you got the poll right, which is quite fantastic. We saw you campaigning, ma'am, for the RG Kaur victim's mother as well. You know, that was a telling moment. Do you believe that that incident in some ways was a tipping point?
I think that was not the only incident.
তবে পরাণ খুলে তুই মুখ ফুটে তোর মনের কথা একলা বলো রে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে
The front lines of Kargil. The fury of Operation Sindhu.
So many attacks.
The chaos and cries of disaster zones. To fighter jet cockpits. And the world's most defining interviews.
It's incredible.
He has seen history break. Live, unfiltered. 20,000 hours of live broadcasting.
Welcome to Left, Right and Centre.
Hard facts.
War-struck country.
Hard questions.
In the Ukraine.
30 years of trust.
In the Kargil area.
North Ukraine. In France. In Italy. At Srinagar. Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
Vishnu Shom. Only on NDTV.
The situation in the Strait of Hormuz right
Yes.
now and Iran. The last 48 hours have been tense. Is there a sense that strikes are imminent?
Iran can never have a nuclear weapon. And so the issues of enrichment and the highly enriched uranium have to be confronted. The straits cannot continue to be closed.
The import of American oil is important for India, particularly because of the situation.
India wants to diversify its energy. We want to diversify the countries we export to.
There is also an issue of visas for Indians. They have to come back to India for green cards now. Why has America taken this decision?
Well, it's not about India, it's about the whole world. Anytime you reform a system, there's going to be some disruptions, there's going to be some hiccups.
How did the meeting with the Prime Minister go? What did you discuss?
Relationship between the President Trump and Prime Minister Modi. I think that always makes it easier to have these meetings because of the personal affinity they have to one another.
Thank you very much for
Thank you.
this interview.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
This is where the future shows up first. Conversations with the biggest names in tech and AI. Putting tech through its paces. No fancy jargon or spec sheets, just what matters. If it's shaping the future, you'll see it here first. The Tesla Model Y. This is Tech 360. Real talk, real reviews across the NDTV network.
Launch control 0 to 100.
This isn't just about cars and bikes. This is about how you move. This car makes no sense, yet it makes every sense. What we are sitting inside is a Joby-powered air taxi. Your friend said, "Ye le le." We said, maybe not. Hi, my name is Siddharth Sharma. I'm your NDTV Automate, your ultimate guide into the world of automobiles and mobility.
We've landed in the beautiful state of Andhra Pradesh, which has no shortage of its own superstars. And that's why it's our pleasure to be joined today on NDTV by Pawan Kalyan, the Deputy Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. Good to have you, sir. You were recently denied permission, sir, on Telangana Formation Day.
I think somehow they're scared. Otherwise, there is no need for them to deny permission.
Is the India bloc, up on its last legs?
I had seen in my family, they were very strong supporters of Congress. As long Indira Gandhi was, even to an extent Rajiv Gandhi was there, they could slowly, but the disconnect started because of their policies. I really expected some kind of a greater understanding when this man, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, if I go and meet people, that gives me a very greater understanding, greater depth. But I felt after walking from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, and the way he understood, then I said he has become more shallow.
It was genuinely a first day, first show kind of perfect political storm for Vijay. What went through your mind when you saw it unfold?
I came into politics in 2007, and from then...
2 decades.
2 decades.
Yeah, amazing.
And it was a tough journey for me, and sometimes I felt like giving up, sometimes I feel like, why the hell I was in politics. I wish I could have such kind of smooth journey like Mr. Vijay. In that way, I said, okay, I was envious.
Yeah. You have a good relationship with the BJP, and especially with Prime Minister Modi.
This man is the future of our country, and we need it.
What seems settled for me is unfinished business. So I rewind, I pause, I reflect, I dig until what's buried stands up to be counted. Breaking ground, not just headlines, the meaning behind them. This is Breaking Ground with me, Vedika Sood.
This is the show where we bring you all the hot and happenings from the world of entertainment and lifestyle.
Really?
Fashion that made you gag. Films that made you fangirl. Art that made it to the gram, and trends that kept us with the program. Hello and welcome to a brand new show. I am your host Mayank Chaudhary and this is Limelight.
Navnidhi Sharma, the father of Twisha, joins me one-on-one for the first time.
शुरू में ही देखने को मिल गया था कि क्रिमिनल माइंडसेट है भेड़िए ने
Welcome back. And high speeds winds on Sunday caused major damage at the international airport in Delhi. 3 Air India narrow-body aircraft parked at Terminal 2 were damaged when ground support equipment hit them. Due to the sudden strong winds at the airport, all 3 aircraft were then taken out of operation after this collision that took place on Saturday, is what the airport operator has said. Take a look at those visuals. Well, with that, time for us to slip into a short break. More news and updates on the other side.
मीठा या नमकीन, चाहे जैसे खाओ, 100% सूजी से बनी आर प्योर वर्मिसली, स्वादिष्ट, सेहतमंद, हर रोज।
Full of these people.
Kolkata trap. The highest number of voters. Tamil Nadu votes decisive.
I've always liked NDTV. It's the most reliable news channel more than anything.
TVK headquarters here.
Lot of thanks for NDTV. Congratulations to NDTV.
Thank the team for their incredible coverage of the Tamil Nadu election so far.
Fast moving, but still relaxed. Informative, but still unbiased.
So I really love the channel. I saw Shiv sir and I was really excited to meet him and tell hi. So I'm really happy I met you, sir. Thank you so much.
Happy meeting NDTV team here.
Thanks for NDTV.
Padmija Joshi. This is Shreya Ghosh.
Ramandeep Chaudhary.
Manogya Loiwal.
Deepak Bopanath.
This is Victor.
Tanushka Datta.
Sam Daniel.
Tika Ramaswamy. Ritu Rajpurohit.
Shiv Arun.
To all our viewers who've joined us, thank you very much for spending your time, for trusting NDTV. The results with the BJP winning more than 200 seats clearly answer those questions. Our teams on the ground, in the studios, in the newsroom, will keep tracking every twist. We try to stay away from the noise, try to use the election analytics to bring the coverage together for you. 90% voting is not common. That's 140 elections with less than 70%. Tuvendu Adhikari leading at this moment. 5 states, 824 assembly seats. An election that felt more like a war.
Again going to shift focus to West Bengal, bring in our colleagues from the ground as well.
We've got some breaking news just coming in. Kanchan Gupta to wear this morning. Green was not one of them. Kanchanda, what's going on here?
Khela hobe.
Vijay is finishing off every existing political force.
This holds, Pradeep Gupta will be dancing. Joining us now, live and exclusive on NDTV, the architect of this historic victory.
जनता को बधाई दे रहा हूं।
To all our viewers who've joined us in this long day, thank you very much for spending your time, for trusting NDTV.
India Inc.'s most respected names chose India Inc.'s best and brightest.
I'm delighted to be chairing a committee of such distinguished fellow businessmen, bankers. It's just lovely to be back on this NDTV jury. I have been a fan of NDTV for a long time.
Many of the nominees are extremely close together in terms of what they've done.
Gender parity to be reflected while we choose leadership as well.
It's also important that how they are reshaping the industries.
We've got a fantastic jury and we've left all decisions to the wisdom of the jury.
Who will earn India's top business honors? Find out on 3rd July at the NDTV Profit Business Leadership Awards. Our Pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day. From the newsroom to the studio to the thick of political action.
You're watching NDTV 24/7.
24/7. The hope is that beyond this election, this will be one of the major issues. With multiple challengers in the fray, the TMC also has done a bit of rejig. Remember, this is also a district that has been plagued by communal violence. Come to some of the sabhas that the BJP is also organizing, especially in the villages of West Bengal.
When stories have impact,
Padmaja Joshi, managing editor and primetime anchor.
then news has influence. The buck stops here with Padmaja Joshi.
Your work is being watched by people. You think that you're making an impact in this time. I think that's really a huge validation, very rewarding, and I'm pretty certain that Team NDTV will go from strength to strength.
Hi, Red, check the audio. Hi, Red, check the audio. Let's do it. Let's start. Big news that we're breaking first here on NDTV.
We know for sure that they have, confirmed their support to him.
We've got a picture of the letter. The breaking story, we're jumping straight into it.
They do not want to be part of an experiment.
Show around and then come to me. At the Nehru Stadium in Chennai.
Unconditional support.
Time killer of TVK is here with us.
We've got Mr. Dinakaran with us here. Veera, why aren't you also dancing?
Vijay is coming out, TVK chief.
Big breaking story here on NDTV. Nobody else has these details. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for the viewership. Thank you for the love.
When others are warming up, I'm raring to go. The stories that matter, the stories that shape your life.
Hello and welcome to watching Prime 5 with me, Raisha Sehgal. What's happening? How to?
The show that sets the prime time agenda.
We'll be deep diving into this topic to tell you what's happening.
Join me, Raisha Sehgal, on Prime 5, only on NDTV 24/7.
Across the country.
He has tracked the pulse of power from Washington to Korea. Witnessed history being made in global capitals and conflict zones. Brought clarity to complex issues of national security and international affairs. Aditya Raj Kaul, covering international affairs like no one else. Only on NDTV network.
Straight from the heart of the newsroom to the core of the stories shaping your world. Join me, Gargi Raut, as I track all the developments as they break. Live from the NDTV newsroom, weekdays at 4 p.m.
Hi, Red, check the audio. Hi, Red, check the audio. Let's do it. Let's start. Breaking story, we're jumping straight into it. We've got a picture of the letter. What is in your letter? You can never predict what's going to happen in Tamil Nadu politics. 20.
Welcome. You're watching Prime 5 with me, Raisha Sehgal. Our top focus today is from the ongoing war in West Asia. At this point of time, West Asia teeters on the brink as Israel and Iran exchange fire. Trump has said that both the sides are aiming for a ceasefire. However, Iran says that we are prepared for a weeks-long conflict. The question we ask, will there be a deal or no deal? We'll be tracking that with our reporters panned out. But first, a quick check on the headlines. The fight for Asli TMC now reaches New Delhi from West Bengal. Rebel TMC MP Sharmila Sarkar tells NDTV that 20 rebel MPs are ready to break away and will be backing the NDA. "25 parties participate in the INDIA block meeting, demand Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation. Also ask the government to call an party meeting on the economic crisis as well." YouTuber arrested in Tamil Nadu for making anti-Vijay videos. BJP slams Tamil Nadu Chief Minister, asks why scared of YouTuber's satire. Israel mounts attack on Iran, defies calls for restraint from Trump, targets petrochemical plant in Iran. Energy sites once again at the center of destruction. Petroleum Minister Hardeep Singh Puri speaks to NDTV as he defends fuel price stability, outlines diversification from Russia to Venezuela and the US, and says India has ensured both availability and affordability despite West Asia tensions. All right, we're starting off with some breaking news from the ongoing war in West Asia and the US President Donald Trump's latest statement on the escalation of war. Trump says that Israel and Iran seek immediate ceasefire. He goes on to say that final peace talks are now underway. Trump also says that the blockade will remain till deal is final. This at a time when both the sides have launched attacks and strikes on each other, both Israel and Iran. And now Trump has said that Israel and Iran are looking to an immediate ceasefire. He says that despite both the sides attacking each other, there will be a ceasefire right now. He also went on to say that Israel's attacks on Iran will not derail US's peace negotiations with Tehran at this point of time. Let's now tell you what has happened so far. But before that, I want to go across to my colleague Aditya for more on this. Aditya, after the April 8th truce, both the sides have attacked each other, but Trump, there being adamant, says that there will be ceasefire despite both the sides attacking each other. How do you see the situation panning out? Will there be a ceasefire this time around or not?
Well, Raisha, everybody has been waiting for a ceasefire to take place, but there have been, provocations that have been coming in from both sides. This time around, Lebanon has become a sticking point for the negotiations that are taking place. A lot of parleys where Pakistan is also trying to mediate and claiming that they can achieve a ceasefire, but it's been a huge embarrassment for Pakistan as well, where they said that in a few days from now, there will be a permanent ceasefire or some kind of a memorandum between Iran and America. But yesterday, Iran launched 10 ballistic missiles against Israel, and thereafter, early this morning, Israel launched a salvo of airstrikes against Iran. And thereafter, again, another round of Iranian attacks against Israel. Now, Trump says that ceasefire process is underway. And of course, this is amidst the latest escalation of the conflict that is taking place. Israel and Iran seek an immediate ceasefire to the entire situation. And Trump is saying that the final phase of the talks is underway. Will it happen in the next 72 hours? We'll have to wait and watch. But one thing is very clear. Politically, for Iran and Israel, they've sent out a loud message. One, Iran is supporting Hezbollah in Lebanon, and they can go to any extent for that. And Israel, and particularly Prime Minister of Israel, Netanyahu, has claimed that whatever will happen in the Middle East will go through him. It's not only Trump who is driving the narrative or calling the shots. It is also the security architecture that is defined by the Israeli government and the IDF that will be at play. And that means that Hamas and Hezbollah have no place at the borders of Israel. So it is certainly a very, very complicated situation. But we'll have to wait and watch. The next 72 hours, very critical to any kind of future ceasefire.
Right, absolutely, Aditya, especially at a time when Trump is saying that I call the shots, Iran saying we will continue the attacking Israel. But stay with me, Aditya. We'll come back to you shortly. Let's also tell our viewers more about all that has happened, because the latest strikes that we're seeing between Iran and Israel is after the April 8th truce. So what all has happened the past 2 days? First up, it was Tehran who fired missiles at northern Israel. This, of course, after Israel has been continuously carrying out strikes on Hezbollah, but after Iran attacked Israel, Israel carried out retaliatory strikes on western Iran, 3 areas of western Iran. Iran has now said that this is perhaps the start of the full week of strikes. We will continue attacking Israel in this week itself. Iran also goes on to say that we launched strikes. This is Iran's statement. We launched strikes after Israel attacked Beirut, after Israel's continuous attacks on Lebanon. It is after that Iran has said we have launched an attack on Israel. But Israel says that we are attacking Lebanon because of the Hezbollah group there. Israel says Hezbollah is firing. They are firing rockets at Israel, and that is why we are attacking the Hezbollah infrastructure in Lebanon. So Lebanon at this point of time is at the epicenter of the ongoing war. Meanwhile, Iran also claims that a chemical plant in Haifa has been attacked. These are claims by Iran. There's been no confirmation by Israel on that. Israel says that we have targeted Iran's petrochemical plant as well. Meanwhile, the Houthis, they have also announced a ban on Israeli Red Sea shipping. And in the end, we've heard the US President Donald Trump saying that we need a ceasefire. And he goes on to say that it's me, I am the one who is calling the shots in West Asia. So at this point of time, the situation seems volatile. Let's now tell you what all has happened in West Asia, because Iran and Israel are once again on the brink of a major escalation. In a fresh flare-up, Iran has fired multiple ballistic missiles towards Israel, triggering air raid alerts and also activating Israel's air defense systems. Tehran has defended the strike because it was Iran who struck Israel first, saying that it will not tolerate aggression against Lebanon. Iran has warned that any further action by Israel will invite even more crushing response. Meanwhile, Israel has launched retaliatory attacks hours after Iran launched ballistic missiles towards Israel. Trump had called Netanyahu after Iran launched those strikes on Israel, and Trump told Netanyahu, asking him not to retaliate against Iran's attacks. But Bibi defied him and he launched those retaliatory attacks against Iran. Netanyahu said he cannot accept everything that Trump asks for. Earlier, Trump had said Netanyahu would have no choice but to accept any deal negotiated by Washington with Tehran, adding that he and not Netanyahu calls the shots. So Trump also coming out and saying it's me who is calling the shots in West Asia. Take a listen to all the reactions coming in on this.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. رژیم متجاوز صهیونیستی با نقض مکرر آتش بس شرارت‌های خود علیه مردم مظلوم لبنان را با چراغ سبز و حمایت آمریکای جنایتکار و سکوت مجامع بین‌المللی روز به روز افزایش داده و با استفاده از سلاح‌های ممنوعه از جمله بمب‌های فسفوری مرتکب جنایات جنگی می‌گردد. با وجود هشدارهای قبلی جمهوری اسلامی ایران، رژیم کودککش صهیونیستی با عبور از همه خطوط قرمز و افزایش حملات در جنوب لبنان زاویه بیروت را هدف قرار داده است. قبلا اخطار داده بودیم در صورت گسترش جنایت در زاویه بیروت اهدافی را در سرزمین‌های اشغالی مورد هجوم قرار می‌دهیم. ارتش صهیونیستی باید حملات خود به جنوب لبنان و زاویه را متوقف نماید و در صورت گسترش حملات خود به آن منطقه و یا پاسخ به اقدام ایران با ضربات کوبنده‌تر و پشیمان کننده روبرو و حملات ویرانگری علیه رژیم و حامیان آن آغاز خواهد شد و من نصر الا من عند الله العزیز الحکیم.
משטר הטרור האיראני ביצע טעות חמורה כאשר בחר פעם נוספת בטרור. המשטר מנסה לייצר משוואה חדשה, כאשר הוא מבצע ירי ישיר לשטחנו בתגובה לתקיפות צה"ל בדחיה. אנחנו לא נאפשר זאת. תקפנו בדחיה בעקבות הירי הבלתי פוסק של חיזבאללה לעבר יישובי הצפון. צה"ל ימשיך לפעול בכל רחבי לבנון ויעמיק את הפגיעה בארגון הטרור חיזבאללה. לא נאפשר המשך ירי לעבר אזרחי מדינת ישראל.
Let's take a listen to what Netanyahu and Trump had said right before the fresh wave of Iranian attacks.
כוחותינו חיסלו בשבוע האחרון בלבד 350 מחבלים. 350 מחבלים בשבוע האחרון. הם תפסו את רכס הבופור, מצאו שם תשתית ענק של תת קרקע. אנחנו משלימים את חיסול כפרי הטרור צמודי הגבול שלנו, ואנחנו מכים בהם בצורה חזקה מאוד, ואנחנו יודעים שחיזבאללה נמצא במנוס. אנחנו לא נאפשר ירי על שטחנו או על יישובינו, ואנחנו נפעל בהתאם.
Yeah, we are. We get along very well. We've been great comrades. We did a very, very big number on a certain country that was nothing but trouble for 47 years. I disagree with him on a couple of things. I'd like to see I'd like to see Lebanon have a better life. I'd like to see a more surgical attack on Hezbollah. I think it should be more surgical. And we can help them with that, or we can recommend Syria. Syria is doing a very good job of cleaning up their act. They have a very good leader. They have a leader that's really done a good job in a short period of time, and he would love to help.
Are you demanding that Lebanon be a part of the short-term deal that you're negotiating?
All right, let's tell you more about the Trump-Netanyahu standoff that we're witnessing right now, with clearly Netanyahu defying Trump's calls and retaliating that attack on Iran. First up, Trump says, I call all the shots, not Netanyahu. Bibi says, cannot accept everything that Washington, perhaps, that Trump wants. Then Trump says, Netanyahu has no choice but to accept a deal. Netanyahu says, have to retain support of Israelis at this point of time. Apart from that, U.S. President Donald Trump says Israel must accept the deal that we negotiate. That's the deal he's talking about between Iran and the U.S., which also contains the ceasefire in Lebanon, which Israel and the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu does not want. So he says immediate threats from Iran proxy, especially from Hezbollah, and that is why we are attacking Lebanon. Trump says fresh Iran attacks will have no impact on the deal talks, and he says despite both the sides exchanging fire, there will be ceasefire between Iran and Israel. Let's now tell you how Lebanon has emerged as the latest flashpoint when it comes to the latest strikes between both the countries, because the last time the ceasefire happened was on April 8th, and after 2 months, both the sides are attacking each other. First up, Israel has been attacking Beirut. Israel has launched multiple strikes on Lebanon's Beirut. Israel says that we are targeting Hezbollah infrastructure and that the Iranian proxies are a threat to Israel. Apart from that, Iran says attacks on Lebanon, a breach of red line. Iran wants a ceasefire in Lebanon to be a part of the broader ceasefire when it comes to US and Iran as well. IRGC has also responded with missiles at Israel. Hezbollah has rejected the Lebanon ceasefire, and Hezbollah has also said that we will not withdraw from the southern areas of Lebanon. Apart from that, Iran says that the ceasefire will depend on Israel halting attacks on Lebanon, which is now at the epicenter of the ongoing attacks between both the countries. Well, I have with us Aditya Raj Kaul, my colleague back here with us. I'm also being joined by Dr. Javed Asghari Rad, who's an assistant professor of politics, and he's joining me live from Tehran. I want to first come to you, Dr. Javed. Iran has said that we are prepared for a week-long attack on Israel. Trump is saying that despite both the sides attacking each other, there will be ceasefire. What are you hearing from Iran? Will there be a ceasefire or not?
Well, thanks for having me. We shouldn't forget at the very beginning when the February war or the 40-day war began, there were two fronts. One front was the US and Israeli and their Arab partners that attacked Iran, and the other front was the Iranians and their allies that defended against themselves. Hezbollah helped Iran with that regard. And when they asked for the ceasefire, one of the main issues and points that Iran raised for a stable ceasefire was that it should be a ceasefire on all fronts. And Trump accepted that. But what afterwards happened, Israel tried to renege on that promise first, or at least separate the issue of the southern Lebanon from the rest of the Lebanon, including Beirut. Iran showed restraint with that regard, even there was so much pressure, whether internally and externally by the resistance front, that Iran should not leave Lebanon.
Okay.
When Iranians witnessed a further attack on Beirut, then the alarm ring bell, and then they decided to interpreted this as a violation of ceasefire. So, which is actually the case. So Iranians responded the way that we witnessed today. And it's an ongoing issue. But lately, like in an hour before, Iran again mentioned that if Israel stops attacking Lebanon, the ceasefire will.
All right, Dr. Javed, I want to get Aditya into this conversation as well. Aditya, of course, the Lebanon ceasefire is at the epicenter of the ongoing attacks that we are seeing at this point of time. But I want to also ask you about the rift that we're seeing between Trump and Bibi. Trump clearly said that Israel should not be attacking Lebanon, and that is after which there will be a ceasefire between the US and Iran. But Bibi there coming out and saying that I can't accept everything. How do you see this situation panning out? And do you see the rift between both the leaders will only widen?
Well, yes, there's been a difference of opinion between Israel and United States. They haven't been on the same page ever since the war began on Feb 28. But I can give you a piece of news that I'm just hearing right now. Iran has issued a statement calling the end to the operations that have intensified in the last 24 hours. So this is a big development coming at this hour. Iran has just announced that it is ending the operations against Israel after a painful response was given to Netanyahu and his government. So does this mean that the roadmap to the talks process and the ceasefire continues as of now? Because remember, Trump was urging both Iran and Israel to have cessation of the operation and military strikes that were happening. There were several rounds of missiles that were fired by both Israel and Iran at each other. We've seen such scenarios unfolding in the last 3.5 months ever since the war began. But you are right, Rahesha. There's been a difference of opinion between Trump and Netanyahu. They've had some very strong words for each other, particularly Trump, who came out with a statement just a few days ago on a phone call with Netanyahu that certainly cannot be, said in as many words on this live broadcast. But in last night also, Trump and Netanyahu spoke in detail. Trump urged Netanyahu to stop not go ahead with the attacks. But we'll have to understand Netanyahu's position politically also, because there was an attack by the opposition, and particularly former Prime Minister of Israel, Naftali Bennett, who said that if Israel does not respond, that means Netanyahu is at his weakest. So there are domestic compulsions also, and there are strategic and geopolitical compulsions. And that's why we are now witnessing, perhaps in the next few hours, there could be a temporary halt and a ceasefire between Iran and Israel. But all eyes are now, Rahesha, on the big ceasefire and the big announcement of a memorandum of understanding on both ending the war and the Strait of Hormuz. That is the big talking point right now. I spoke to Hardeep Singh Puri earlier this afternoon, who told me that India is not going to pay any toll to Iran, but there's a good coordination with Iran. So will there be a smooth operation to the pre-Feb 28 level? We'll have to wait and watch.
And the big question, of course, that will this be an end to the kind of hostilities between both the countries? Thanks, Aditya, for sharing that crucial update here with us. I want to come back to you, Professor. Aditya, breaking that news that Iran has said that we are ending our operation, whatever has happened in the last 24 hours. But I want to understand from you, what has happened in the last 24 hours? Do you think that was just a spark between Iran and Israel, with both the sides fighting and launching attacks against each other, and perhaps they can go back to diplomacy? Or do you think that what we're going to witness is something more lethal than what happened in the previous 2 months?
Excuse me, was a question for me?
Yes, this question was for you, Professor. I hope I'm
well. It's very unfortunate that right at the night of Trump intending to announce a mutual memorandum of understanding, the Israelis decide to launch an attack, which shows how much they are eager to destroy any sort of negotiations or memorandums which leads into a peace between the United States and Iran. So, and another point is that actually the Israelis have never listened to the United States whenever there was a difference of opinion. You could see that with what happened in Camp David agreement between Yasser Arafat and other Israeli prime ministers, and also later on with the 1967 Security Council resolutions. So Israelis would welcome the U.S. support for them in their larger plan to occupy more lands in the region. But when there is a demand on the American side to stop or at least
all right, Professor, we'll come back to you.
Slow down the process of military occupation, they don't listen to that.
All right, stay with us, Professor Javed. We'll come back to you shortly. Let's also tell our viewers about how Israel's strike on Iran's energy infrastructure marks a fresh escalation in the ongoing conflict. Visuals on your screens right now shows a massive plume of smoke rising from a petrochemical facility in Masahar. It's a key industrial hub in southwestern Iran. According to reports, the site was hit in an Israeli attack. Mashhar is home to several major petrochemical installations, and it also plays an important role in Iran's energy sector. Let's also now tell you about the strikes on the Iran industrial sites. All that has happened this year. First up, on March 31st, Tofego Daru Research and Engineering Factory that came under attack. So this was the attack on strikes in Iran's industrial sites by Israel on March 31st. That was the attack. Then on March 30th, Tabriz Petrochemical Facility. Moving on to March 27th, Khuzestan Steel in Avaz. Then on March 18th, it is the South Pass gas field, which is supposed to be an extremely important energy site of Iran, came under attack. On March 18th, Azalouye Refinery Complex, and on March 7th, Sahara Oil Depot. There's more to the list on March 8th as well. Tehran Oil Refinery, again on March 8th, Hafzada Oil Depot came under attack. Then June 8th, today, the Mazahar petrochemical plant came under attack. These are all the important energy sites in Iran which has been attacked by Israel, not just today, but also before April, that is before the truce on April 8th. I'm going to go across to Dr. Javed Asghar, who's been waiting here. Dr. Javed, we've of course been seeing how Israel has attacked various energy sites right now. We broke that news on how Iran has said that we want to end the operations against Israel in the last 24 hours. My two-pronged question, do you think there will be a ceasefire? And number two, what does Iran actually want at this point of time? Because the language of diplomacy is also changing from both US and even Iran's side.
Well, it's very simple on the side of Iranians. They want the Israelis to stop attacking Lebanon as part of the ceasefire if they really want peace. And even the statement that you mentioned has a clause in it which says we have ended the operations as long as the Israelis stop attacking Lebanon. So this is for the ceasefire lasting. And for the negotiations, Iranians have been very clear on that too. There are certain demands on the Iranian side. The financial rights of Iranians should be considered. The money that is being blocked in many banks around the world should be available to Iranians for their ordinary use. There is phase two, which deals with nuclear program. Iranians are quite ready to address any concern that is raised by either the International Atomic Energy Agency or even the US. And they will even welcome the US experts, but they are not going to give away the enriched uranium so easily without any compensation on the side of the Americans or without any trust-building measures. And they're not going to forego enrichment even at the least level, that's 3.5%. They may keep it quiet for a while or keep it off for a while to build trust, but it's not going to be no forever.
Right. Iran holds 440 kg of uranium enriched to 60% purity, which is, of course, the Strait of Hormuz, and uranium enrichment is the two key flashpoints. But I want to come back. I want to bring you back to the ceasefire question. You speak that Iran will only accept ceasefire if Israel does not attack Hezbollah in Lebanon. Israel clearly says that the Iranian proxies are a threat to Israel, but Hezbollah, on the other hand, also does not want to withdraw. Hezbollah has rejected any kind of Lebanon ceasefire. Considering all these parameters, how do you see the situation moving forward at this point of time?
Well, the question is, where should Hezbollah withdraw? The Israelis have occupied the southern Lebanon, the south of Litani River. And there has been an ongoing war there for the last 2 months, even after the ceasefire. So Hezbollah's demand is very clear too. The Israelis should go back to the international border, and that's when we have peace between even Lebanon and Israel. And the issue of Israeli Hezbollah disarmament and anything that is raised there, it's an internal issue which Hezbollah and the Lebanese government would deal with that after Israeli withdrawal from southern Lebanon. That's the case with the Hezbollah and Israel issue. With regards to Iran, as far as they don't attack Beirut, then that's a ceasefire.
Israel says that Hezbollah has also been attacking Israel, and that is why they're not stopping the attacks on Lebanon's Hezbollah. But we will have to see if that statement out of Iran, which say that we've stopped our operations against Israel in the last 24 hours, if that actually translates into a permanent ceasefire between both the sides. But thanks, Professor Javed, for joining us on NDTV. Okay, let's now tell you about the impact on US-Iran talks. Where does this leave various issues? Number one, the nuclear talks now enter an important, a very critical phase. Number two, Trump insists negotiations will continue despite both the sides, Iran and Israel, attacking each other. Missile exchange threatens diplomatic momentum as well, because remember, the last truce was on April 8th, and the latest attacks that we're seeing right now is after 2 whole months. Success of talks, of any kind of diplomatic talks, may determine next steps. And the deal could also help prevent further escalation between Iran, Israel, and even the United States of America. So let's also now tell you why Lebanon remains the sticking point as we speak. Because remember, Iran has said that any kind of ceasefire will depend on all kind of hostilities coming to end in Lebanon. First up, Hezbollah wants survival. Second, let's tell you more. Israel says that Israel wants security. Israel says that the Iranian proxies are also a threat to Israel. Iran wants influence. And when we talk about US wants stability. The problem here is, number one, stakeholders are contrasting the objectives. There are different goals of Iran, US, and Israel as well. And these are some of the major sticking points as to why Lebanon is at the epicenter of the ongoing war. And we have some breaking news coming in for you at this point of time. The Dalal Street bleeds for second day. Nifty is down 1% plus. It ends in red for a second day. Wipro leads the market losses, and mid-caps take bigger hit than benchmarks. So Nifty has closed in red for the second day in a row. It is down more than 1% today. Wipro and GeoFinserv are top losers in Nifty. Wipro is down almost 8.5%. GeoFinserv down over 3.5%. Broader markets underperforms the benchmarks as well. And that's the news I'm bringing to you at this point of time, that the market, the mid-caps have taken bigger hit than benchmarks. And my colleague Parth has sent you a report on this.
Nifty has closed in red for the second day in a row, down by over 1% today. This fall was led by Wipro and Jio Financial Services, in which Wipro saw a downtick of 8.5%, while Jio Financial Services was down over 3.5% today. The broader markets have underperformed the benchmark, with Nifty Midcap 150 falling over 1.5%, led by GE Vernova, TND and Muthoot Finance, both of which were down by over 6.3% today. On the other side as well, Nifty Midcap, Nifty Small Cap 250 saw a downtick of over 2%, led by Netweb Technologies and Gujarat State Petronet, both of which lost over 7.5% today. On the sectoral side as well, all of the Nifty sectors have ended in red, with Nifty Realty being the top losing sector, down by over 3% today, led by Anant Raj and Prestige Estates, both of which lost over 4.5% today. Nifty Realty and Nifty FMCG have snapped their 2-day gaining streak, while Nifty Metal, Nifty IT were down for the 4th consecutive day. Also, Nifty Auto, Nifty Bank and Nifty PSU Bank have snapped their 4-day winning streak, while Nifty Oil and Gas was down for the 2nd consecutive day. Also, Nifty Financial Services and Nifty Pharma have snapped their 3-day gaining streak.
All right, shifting our focus now. Global markets came under sharp pressure today as escalating geopolitical tensions triggered a broad risk-off losses across major stock indices. Asian equities led the decline, while the investors rushed to safe haven assets amid fears of a wider conflict. When we talk about oil prices, it surged on concerns over potential supply disruptions, adding to inflation worries worldwide. Back home, the rupee weakened by 17 paise to 95.35 against the US dollar. While on the other hand, gold prices climbed as investors sought safety amid mounting uncertainty, and market participants are now bracing for further volatility at this point of time, with experts warning that any fresh escalation, that's between Israel and Iran, could deepen losses across global equities. For now, war fears are rising the crude prices, and a weakening risk appetite continue to weigh heavily on financial markets. And this is a timeline of the volatility which continues when it comes to Brent crude because of the ongoing war in West Asia. I'm going to go across to my colleague Himanshu Mishra for more on this. Himanshu, after the truce which was brokered on April 8th, we are seeing new signs of war between Israel and Iran. Talk to us more about the impact of that on Brent crude, on the rupee, and on the global market as a whole.
Well, this escalation, of course, has cast a shadow on the recovery process that was in the offing, especially in the global energy markets. But today, with the kind of incidents that have happened in the Middle East, which Israel first bombing Beirut and then Iran retaliating, then Israel in return again attacking critical energy locations inside Iran, has in fact led to a new phase of uncertainty, I would say, in the global energy markets. And that is why we see the market down, not only in India, but in different parts of the world. The primary reason is that the Brent oil futures today, the price increased to $98 per barrel. And for a country like India, which imports around 85% of its crude oil, around 50% of the LNG, and around 60% of the LPG that India needs for its domestic consumption is imported from different parts of the world. And that is why there are inflationary concerns that the price rise already has started happening now in critical petroleum products in India since 15th May. And with this uncertainty now, there is also a fear that the oil prices, petrol, diesel, LPG, commercial LPG prices may again be upwardly revised by oil companies. And this will have cascading effect on India's inflation. And that is why the sentiment is down in the market today.
Right, Himanshu, thanks for sharing that very crucial here with us. Breaking news right now. We've learned inside details of the INDIA block meeting. At the INDIA block meeting, Rahul Gandhi made a strong pitch for opposition unity, warning allies against pulling down each other and urging them to fight together against the BJP for the sake of the country and the constitution. During his nearly 15-minute address, Rahul is learned to have expressed disappointment over the lack of support from some partners on issues such as alleged vote chori, and also took aim at parties that frequently criticize the Congress despite being a part of the alliance. He argued that the BJP was not difficult to defeat, pointing to the last Lok Sabha election, and said that the opposition must avoid weakening itself through constant infighting, and has also urged for more unity. I'm going to go across to my colleague Vasudha for more on this. Vasudha, that appeal by Rahul Gandhi for unity at a time when we are seeing this massive rebellion within the TMC.
That's right, Rahisha. In fact, I was speaking to some independent observers and also people who are neutral within the party who feel that this was one of those India bloc meetings where a lot of people spoke, and there was a lot of frustration that came out, and that also reflected in the speech that Rahul Gandhi gave. In fact, Rahul Gandhi spoke about the importance of staying united. He said that there's always this attempt amongst India bloc parties to go with media narratives and to pull each other down. He said that this constant politicking is something that's brought down the India alliance, and that he is working for the sake of the country and the constitution, and that he expects everybody to do the same. And he also in fact called out parties, without taking names. Of course, there were indirect attacks on parties like TMC and the CPM that he feels are completely unfair in the criticism of the Congress party. He has also said that it's not difficult defeating the BJP. In fact, he said that the India bloc did come close to defeating the BJP in 2024, and all that needs to be done is for the India bloc to work together, not for the sake of politics, but for the sake of the country.
Right, Vasudha, absolutely. And this also, after we broke how 20 rebel TMC MPs are now, they've announced that they want to join hands with the NDN. We hear Rahul Gandhi there saying that most of the people who are part of the INDI alliance, they want to break away and they want to join the NDA. Tell us more about that.
That's right. In fact, Rahul Gandhi, also spoke about issues like vote chori that he has raised in the past, and in fact accused the opposition. In fact, it was not like a blatant accusation, but he did say that, I did raise a lot of issues that you guys are raising right now, and this should have been your topmost concern even then. Now, of course, there could be difference of views on that, but Rahul Gandhi also made it a point to talk about how parties are finding it very difficult to regroup after defeats, and the only way right now is for the united opposition to stay together. That's what he said, and he kept on repeating the same thing, that it's not very difficult to challenge and defeat the BJP, given that the India Alliance did come close to giving the BJP a tough time in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections.
Right, thanks very much, Vasudha, for sharing that very crucial update here with us. Well, on that note, we slip into a very short break. Come right back. News and updates continues here on NDTV 24/7.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा, सबका राजा आग और मसाला।
आपने तो दीदी को एकदम धो डाला।
इसमें जनता का जीत है, मोदी जी का जीत है।
आज के की खाबेन झालमुड़ी ना माछेर झोल।
How will you celebrate?
झालमुड़ी माछेर झोल with रसगुल्ला।
You remember you promised me that you will come to Kabini and do an interview with me. You like going to the forest?
This is a declaration of our state that to the entire country that our Kerala is secular.
ये विषय बंगाल की जनता के विशेष करके मातृशक्ति की।
One clip that went most viral was the non-interview. Cruz spent some time with him. We have these whistles out for you, and the whistles are for the fact that you got the poll right, which is quite fantastic. We saw you campaigning, ma'am, for the RG Kaur victim's mother as well. That was a telling moment. Do you believe that incident in some ways was a tipping point?
I think that she was not the only incident.
তবে পরাণ খুলে তুই মুখ ফুটে তোর মনের কথা একলা বলো রে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে।
The front lines of Kargil, the fury of Operation Sindoor,
so many attacks,
the chaos and cries of disaster zones, to fighter jet cockpits, and the world's most defining interviews.
It's incredible.
He has seen history break. Live, unfiltered. 20,000 hours of live broadcasting.
Welcome to Left, Right and Centre.
Hard facts.
War-struck country.
Hard questions.
In the Ukraine.
30 years of trust.
In the Kargil area. North Ukraine. In France. In Italy. At Srinagar. Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
Vishnu Shom. Only on NDTV. Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
The situation in the Strait of Hormuz right
Yes.
now and Iran, the last 48 hours have been tense. Is there a sense that strikes are imminent?
Iran can never have a nuclear weapon.
And so the issues of enrichment and the highly enriched uranium have to be confronted. The straits cannot continue to be closed.
The import of American oil is important for India, particularly because of the situation.
India wants to diversify its energy. We want to diversify the countries we export to.
There is also an issue of visas for Indians. They have to come back to India for green cards now. Why has America taken this decision?
Well, it's not about India, it's about the whole world. Anytime you reform a system, there's going to be some disruptions, there's going to be some hiccups.
How did the meeting with the Prime Minister go? What did you discuss?
Relationship between the President Trump and Prime Minister Modi. I think that always makes it easier to have these meetings because of the personal affinity they have to one another.
Thank you very much for
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
This is where the future shows up first. Conversations with the biggest names in tech and AI. Putting tech through its paces. No fancy jargon or spec sheets, just what matters. If it's shaping the future, you'll see it here first. The Tesla Model Y. This is Tech 360. Real talk, real reviews across the NDTV network.
Launch control, 0 to 100.
This isn't just about cars and bikes. This is about how you move.
This car makes no sense, yet it makes every sense.
What we are sitting inside is a Joby-powered air taxi. Your friend said, "Ye le le." We said, maybe not. Hi, my name is Siddharth Sharma. I'm your NDTV Automate, your ultimate guide into the world of automobiles and mobility.
We've landed in the beautiful state of Andhra Pradesh, which has no shortage of its own superstars. And that's why it's our pleasure to be joined today on NDTV by Pavan Kalyan, the Deputy Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. Good to have you, sir. You were recently denied permission, sir, on Telangana Formation Day.
I think somehow they're scared. Otherwise, there is no need for them to deny permission.
Is the India bloc, up on its last legs?
I had seen in my family, they were very strong supporters of Congress. As long Indira Gandhi was, even to an extent Rajiv Gandhi was there, they could slowly, but the disconnect started because of their policies. I really expected some kind of a greater understanding when this man, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, if I go and meet people, that gives me a very greater understanding, greater depth. But I felt after walking from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, and the way he understood, then I said he has become more shallow.
It was genuinely a first day, first show kind of perfect political storm for Vijay. What went through your mind when you saw it unfold?
I came into politics in 2007, and from then...
2 decades.
2 decades.
Yeah, amazing.
And it was a tough journey for me. And sometimes I felt like giving up. Sometimes I feel like, why the hell I was in politics? I wish I could have such kind of smooth journey like Mr. Vijay. In that way, I said, okay, I was envious.
You have a good relationship with the BJP and especially with Prime Minister Modi.
This man is the future of our country, and we need it.
Economy, business, world, technology. Noise filtered, numbers decoded. Insights that rewire your worldview. From governance to growth, we connect the dots. Your daily edge, your global advantage. India Business Report with me, Gauri Dwivedi, weeknights on NDTV Profit.
What seems settled for me is unfinished business. So I rewind, I pause, I reflect, I dig, until what's buried stands up to be counted. Breaking ground, not just headlines, the meaning behind them. This is Breaking Ground with me, Vedika Sood.
This is the show where we bring you all the hot and happenings from the world of entertainment and lifestyle.
Really?
Fashion that made you gag. Films that made you fangirl, art that made it to the gram, and trends that kept us with the program. Hello and welcome to a brand new show. I am your host Mayank Chaudhary and this is Limelight.
Navnidhi Sharma, the father of Twisha, joins me.
Welcome back. You're watching Prime 5 with me, Raisha Sehgal, and shifting our focus now. US President Donald Trump's high-voltage interview, it perhaps ended in chaos. A fiery television interview ended abruptly when Trump walked out mid-conversation after a heated exchange with the interviewer. Tensions escalated as Trump accused the network of bias and went further, calling the anchor stupid. He stood up, threw the mic, stepped on it, and stormed out of the set. This adds to a very long history of Trump's clashes with journalists.
Listen to me.
Let's talk
There's
about Todd
tremendous evidence. There's nothing
Well,
but
it's not been
evidence. The
presented
election
in a
was
court of
rigged.
law.
It was a dirty election.
Mr.
And it's
President,
happening again right now in
you've never
California.
presented evidence
It's happening
that the
right
2020
now in
election was
California.
rigged.
Right now, it's look at what's
Where's
happening
the
in
evidence
California.
to that?
It's
The
4
Republicans
days.
are doing well in
California. It's no, they're not. They're dropping fast because it's a rigged election. Let me tell you, it's 4 days, and they aren't even close to coming up with.
That's how they count
You know
the
why they're
votes in
doing that? Because
California.
they're cheating on the election.
What? Do you have evidence to support
All I
that?
have to do is look. All I have to do is look.
That's not
And I
evidence.
listen. And I listen to people. And let's see what happens.
But sir, that's not evidence.
Do you think
and
it's appropriate?
That's how they
that
count the votes in
Do you
California.
think it's appropriate that they have an election and 5 days later they're nowhere close to picking a
State
winner?
and local officials acknowledge they are slow.
Your elections are crooked, and you're crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked,
Mr.
and so is
President-
ABC and CBS and CNN.
But, Mr. President-
You're one-sided crooked networks. All right, let's call it quits because I've had enough. Thank you, darling. Have a good time.
Mr. President, let's please. I traveled all the way to Wisconsin.
I've sat in the rain with you.
I know. I
I've sat in the
traveled
rain
all the
with
way
you
to
for an hour,
Wisconsin.
on and off in the rain, and I've given you enough time. You ought to straighten out your press because you know what?
Mr.
A
President,
country can never be
We
great
traveled
with a dishonest
Listen,
press.
we
Come on, let's
traveled
go.
all the way to Wisconsin for this interview.
All right, we have some breaking news coming in from the ongoing war in West Asia. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian has now struck a defiant yet conciliatory tone, asserting that Tehran remains committed to both diplomacy and national defense. And this is amid heightened regional tensions between Iran and Israel. He goes on to say that Iran's priority is the security and peace of its people. Pezeshkian said that the country would firmly defend its national rights and would not retreat in the face of threats. At the same time, he stressed that Iran has neither abandoned the field nor the negotiating table, describing diplomacy and defense as the two pillars of national power, calling for unity and even rationality. The Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian expressed confidence that the country would overcome the current challenges and emerge stronger from the crisis. I'm going to go across to Aditya for more on this. Aditya, of course, you broke this news earlier saying that Iran has said that we've stopped all kind of operations against Israel, which happened in the last 24 hours. But right now, that statement by Pezeshkian, two things. He says that we're not leaving the field, nor are we leaving the negotiating table. What can we expect from this at this point of time?
Well, what's happening right now is that this is a position of strength and unity that is being portrayed. It's a narrative setting also, and that's why the Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian has put out that we have neither abandoned the field nor the negotiating table. He says that our priority is national security and the peace of the people. We defend the rights of the authority and will not retreat in the face of any threat. That clearly means that if there is more provocation that comes in from the Israeli side, then there will be a strong response that will come in against Israel and against the United States. Remember, the ceasefire talks are not fully over, so the negotiations are still underway, and Iran wants to portray that they have an edge and not Israelis or the Americans.
Right, there absolutely. The situation seems extremely volatile at this point of time, with, of course, Iran saying that we will continue striking Israel if they provoke us. But remember, these statements coming out at a time when both Israel and Iran are striking each other, and at a time also when Trump said that there will be a ceasefire between both the countries, but we'll have to wait and see how the situation pans out in the next 24 to 48 hours. All right, moving on to other news that's just coming in. A powerful 7.8 magnitude earthquake struck the southern Philippines today, triggering panic, damage, and tsunami warnings across the region. Dramatic Static CCTV and mobile phone footage captured the moment the quake hit, including scenes from a school where children were seen screaming and running for safety after part of a canopy roof collapsed during a morning flag ceremony. Meanwhile, in Santos City, a building was seen collapsing as strong tremors shook the area. Officials say that at least 4 people have been killed and more than 200 injured in that tsunami. The quake also triggered tsunami waves along nearby coasts, while power outages were reported in several areas as well. Officials have warned residents to remain alert as strong aftershocks continue to rattle the region. On that note, we slip into a very short break. Come right back. Nationwide at 6 coming up next.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
मीठा या नमकीन, चाहे जैसे खाओ, 100% सूजी से बनी आर प्योर वर्मिसली, स्वादिष्ट सेहतमंद हर रोज।
Full of these people.
Kolkata tram.
The highest number of voters.
Tamil Nadu votes decisive.
I've always liked NDTV. It's the most reliable news channel more than anything.
TVK headquarters here. A lot of thanks for NDTV. Congratulations to NDTV.
Thank the team for their incredible coverage of the Tamil Nadu election so far.
Fast moving but still relaxed. Informative but still unbiased.
So I really love the channel. I saw Shiv sir and I was really excited to meet him and tell hi. So I'm really happy I met you, sir. Thank you so much.
Happy meeting NDTV team here.
Thanks for NDTV.
Padmaja Joshi, Sriyashi Dev. This is Shreya Ghosh. Sandeep Chaudhary. Manogya Loiwal.
Deepak Bopanath.
This is Victor.
Tanushka Datta.
Sam Daniel.
Tika Ramaswamy. Ritu Raj Purohit.
Shiv Arun.
To all our viewers who've joined us, thank you very much for spending your time, for trusting NDTV. The results with the BJP winning more than 200 seats clearly answer those questions. Our teams on the ground, in the studios, in the newsroom will keep tracking every twist. We try to stay away from the noise, try to use the election analytics to bring the coverage together for you. 90% voting is not common. That's 140 elections with less than 70%. Tuvendu Adhikari leading at this moment. 5 states, 824 assembly seats. An election that felt more like a war.
Again going to shift focus to West Bengal, bring in our colleagues from the ground as well.
We've got some breaking news just coming in. Kanchan Gupta to wear this morning. Green was not one of them. Kanchanda, what's going on here?
Khela ho big.
Vijay is finishing off every existing political force.
This holds, Pradeep Gupta will be dancing. Joining us now, live and exclusive on NDTV, the architect of this historic victory.
जनता को बधाई दे रहा हूं.
To all our viewers who've joined us in this long day, thank you very much for spending your time, for trusting NDTV.
India Inc.'s most respected names chose India Inc.'s best and brightest.
I'm delighted to be chairing a committee of such distinguished fellow businessmen, bankers. It's just lovely to be back on this NDTV jury. I have been a fan of NDTV for a long time.
Many of the nominees are extremely close together in terms of what they've done.
Gender parity to be reflected while we choose leadership as well.
It's also important that how they are reshaping the industries.
We've got a fantastic jury and we've left all decisions to the wisdom of the jury.
Who will earn India's top business honors? Find out on 3rd July at the NDTV Profit Business Leadership Awards. From the newsroom to the studio to the thick of political action.
Now
24/7. The hope is that beyond this election, this will be one of the major issues. With multiple challengers in the fray, the TMC also has done a bit of rejigging. Remember, this is also a district that has been plagued by communal violence. Come to some of the sabhas that the BJP is also organizing, especially in the villages of West Bengal.
When stories have impact,
Padmaja Joshi, managing editor and primetime anchor.
then news has influence. The buck stops here with Padmaja Joshi.
Your work is being watched by people. You think that you're making an impact in this time. I think that's really a huge validation, very rewarding, and I'm pretty certain that Team NDTV will go from strength to strength.
Higher end, check the audio. Higher end, check the audio. Let's do it. Let's start. Big news that we're breaking first here on NDTV.
We know for sure that they have, confirmed their support to him.
We've got a picture of the letter, the breaking story. We're jumping straight into it.
They do not want to be part of an experiment.
Show around and then come to me at the Nehru Stadium in Chennai. Unconditional support.
Giant killer of TVK is here with us.
We've got Mr. Dinakaran with us here. Veera, why aren't you also dancing?
Vijay is coming out, TVK chief.
Big breaking story here on NDTV. Nobody else has these details. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for the viewership. Thank you for the love.
When others are warming up, I'm raring to go. The stories that matter, the stories that shape your life. Hello and welcome. You're watching Nationwide in 6 with me, Raisha Sehgal. On the show today, the TMC is facing its gravest crisis in its 20-year history, a second rebellion for Didi and a party with 20 out of 28 MPs saying that they want to join the NDA. We'll take you to the key highlights and if this is the biggest jolt to TMC yet, but we are breaking breaking news coming on top of Nationwide at 6 right now. Sources telling NDTV that Mamta faction contests Kakoli-led faction, making her the chief whip. Now, remember, this is the letter to Speaker on the appointment of Kalyan as the chief whip sent last month in the current scenario. Kakoli's letter holds no value. Also, where is the letter along with signatures to Speaker written by so-called rebel group? They don't have 2/3 of the numbers as we speak. Now, remember this at a time when Kakoli Ghosh, who's leading the rebel faction, said that 20 out of 28 rebel MPs, TMC rebel MPs, want to join the NDA government. After a lot of these rebel MPs held that meeting in Delhi here today, but we're now learning that this is the letter to Speaker on appointment of Kalyan as the chief whip, which was sent last month. In the current scenario, Kakoli's letter holds no value. Kakoli Ghosh is set to hold that meeting with the rebel MPs later today in half an hour or so for the fight of the Asli TMC. But most of them are saying that they want to part ways with TMC and they want to join the NDA government. But a rebuttal of that coming in, sources now telling us that Kakoli's letter holds no importance and they want to make Kalyan as the chief whip at this point of time. This also at a time when Mamta Banerjee is facing a second wave of rebellion. The first, of course, was her MLAs, but at this point of time, 20 MPs. This is what Kakoli Ghosh has told us, that 20 out of 28 MPs want to now join the NDA government, and they are saying that we will give full support to NDA, and further saying these 20 rebel TMC MPs are further saying that we want to make Kakoli Ghosh as our chief whip. And to that, sources telling us that Kalyan Banerjee was already the chief whip. Sources also telling us that Kakoli's letter holds no value because it's Kakoli Ghosh who's leading that rebel TMC group with 20 out of 28 MPs now saying that they want to join the NDA. Meanwhile, apart from that, she also says that we will convey our interest of joining the NDA. But on the contrary to that, they are saying, the source is telling us that Kalyan Banerjee was already made the chief whip. At this point of time, what we're seeing right now is TMC versus TMC, the fight for Asli TMC. Also, the infighting within Mamta Banerjee's TMC, which we're witnessing right now, not just in the state where the MLAs took out that rebellion against Didi, but also here in the center, here in New Delhi, where 20 out of 28 MPs now want to part ways with the TMC and want to join the NDA. Right now, what we're also witnessing is that the TMC versus TMC fight when it comes to the appointment of the chief whip, with one faction saying that we want Kakoli Ghosh as the chief whip, while on the other, Kalyan Banerjee. I'll go across to Shreyasi for more on this. Shreyasi, while we are witnessing a second rebellion against Mamta Banerjee of at least 20 MPs wanting to join NDA, what we're also now seeing is a TMC versus TMC in fighting when it comes to the appointment of the chief whip. One faction backing Kakoli Ghosh, the other Kalyan Banerjee.
Well, this decision was taken by Trinamool Congress Supremo Mamta Banerjee after the electoral defeat, where she announced Kalyan Banerjee would be reinstated as the chief whip. Now, to help the viewers understand the background for this, Kalyan Banerjee had a tussle with Mohua Moitro, another Trinamool Congress MP in the Lok Sabha. Outside Nirvachan Bhavan, there was a lot of fighting that was seen, and the CRPF had to be called in when they had gone to submit their memorandum to the ECI. Right after that, to take control of the matter, Kalyan Banerjee decided to step down as the chief whip of the Trinamool Congress in the Lok Sabha. And at that point in time, Kakoli Ghosh Dostidar, being the second senior most leader within the parliament, she was given the responsibility. But after the election results that came out here in West Bengal, Mamta Banerjee reinstated Kalyan Banerjee as the chief whip. That irked Kakoli Ghosh Dostidar, and thereafter we saw her taking a different position from that of the party. She distanced herself, she spoke out against the party, and soon after that she resigned from all the posts within the Trinamool Congress, and soon got central security cover from the Ministry of Home Affairs, signaling at her cozying up to the BJP. Now, of course, with things imploding within the Trinamool Congress, what we are given to understand that the rebel faction of the Trinamool Congress in the Lok Sabha is going to be backing Kakoli Ghosh Dostidar, who has been called the chief whip by this rebel faction, which has decided to extend their support to the BJP-led NDA government in the centre. And on the other hand, the Trinamool Congress is saying that this particular letter that they have given, which is a dated letter by Mamta Banerjee to the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, saying that their official chief whip still remains Kalyan Banerjee and not Kakoli Ghosh Dostidar. But on the surface, of course, the party is in an internal turmoil which is only escalating.
Right, Tracy.
And we'll have to see how that pans out.
Right, Tracy. Stay with us. I'm also being joined by Himanshu. We'll come back to you shortly, but we have other sort of breaking news that's coming in from this massive TMC rebellion that we are witnessing right now. And Kakoli's resignation letter has now been accessed. The letter in which she has quit Trinamool Congress Party. I'm reading out what she has said in that resignation letter. Over the years, the coordination in political life while working with the leadership of the TMC has not been as strong as it should have been. It is an undeniable truth and fact that I am one of the original political workers of the All India Trinamool Congress and have been associated with the party for a long time. Yet, a particular section has, for its own narrow political interests, created obstacles and misunderstandings in the path of a relationship between the Hill and the Plains legislators. I'll go across to Shreyasi for more on this. Shreyasi, Kakoli Ghosh there clearly saying I've resigned from TMC, giving out her reasons for the differences between her and the party. Tell us more about that, and how at this point of time we're witnessing something that we wouldn't have imagined, a party which had a strong grassroots level hold for 28 years facing this kind of rebellion.
Well, there were signals already coming in that this, Vidhan Sabha turmoil within the Trinamool Congress would spill into the parliament as well. But the timing of all is absolutely telling. It comes when Mamta Banerjee and Abhishek Banerjee, the second in command, is in the national capital. And at a time like this, one after the other Trinamool Congress MPs distancing themselves from the party, of course, hints at how the party is crumbling from within. We did see this morning Shukhender Shekhar Roy stepping down from his Rajya Sabha membership, something that he had already hinted at earlier. And also Kakoli Ghosh Dosidar had already submitted her resignation from various political party posts within the Trinamool Congress. And we had seen her cozying up to the BJP. Of course, now with at least 20 MPs backing this rebel faction in New Delhi, it is going to be very difficult for Mamta Banerjee to get hold of this parliamentary parliamentary party committee of hers as well, with the Vidhan Sabha MLAs turning her back and now MPs in New Delhi turning their back on Mamta Banerjee. How this pans out for them in the national political picture is going to be extremely important, because on one hand, Mamta Banerjee is seen sitting there in the India Alliance meeting, mapping the political strategy for the upcoming Lok Sabha elections of 2029. But on ground, her party is crumbling from within. So can she still be a domitable opposition party? That is something that remains to be seen. But of course, the turmoil within the Trinamool Congress far from over. After MLAs, now MPs have started distancing themselves from the party, and a faction.
Right, Tracy, of course. And we heard Mamta Banerjee urging her ministers to go back to West Bengal. But looks like at this point of time, 20 rebel MPs led by Kakoli Ghosh want to join the NDA. And go across to Himanshu, who's also been tracking this story very closely. Himanshu, a short while ago, we heard Rahul Gandhi also saying that he's urged for unity amongst all the INDIA alliance members and party members. But apart from that statement by Rahul Gandhi, we are also waiting for that rebel MPs meet, TMC rebel MPs meet led by Kakoli Ghosh. What perhaps will be their strategy? Because while Kakoli Ghosh spoke with NDTV, she told us that all the 20 rebel MPs want to join NDA.
Well, clearly the political crisis is deepening in Trinamool Congress, and from the facts that have emerged today, it's very clear that the Trinamool Parliamentary Party is now heading towards a split. Under the anti-defection law, support of more than 2/3 MPs is necessary, and Trinamool now today has 28 Lok Sabha MPs. So clearly Kakoli Ghosh Dosidar and the claim that she has made clearly shows that they have support of 2/3 MPs of the Trinamool Congress. In fact, I'll just quote two lines from a quote that Kakoli Ghosh has given to PTI, in which she has said that nearly 20 TMC MPs, including me, have written to Lok Sabha Om Birla about our decision to support the NDA. And she has also claimed that she continued to be party's chief whip in the Lok Sabha, the point that Mamta Banerjee has now countered. So it's very clear that the ball now is in Lok Sabha Speaker's court, and he has to make the official assessment in terms of who is standing with whom, how many numbers Kakoli Ghosh has, how many numbers Mamta Banerjee has, because ultimately it will be a numbers game. And Lok Sabha Speaker is expected to come to Delhi tomorrow and take stock of this request that has come from Kakoli Ghosh. But beyond this, it is very clear that Mamta Banerjee has failed to keep her flock together, and the assembly election defeat clearly has compounded her problems. That while on the one side she's trying to stitch together an opposition unity ahead of the monsoon session of Parliament, on the other side it's very clear that she's losing control on her party, and the developments clearly shows that TMC Parliamentary Party is heading towards a split in Lok Sabha.
Right, stay with us, Tracy and Himanshu. I'll come back to you shortly, but let's also tell our viewers all that has happened so far when it comes to the massive TMC rebellion that we're seeing right now. Big crisis brewing for Mamta's TMC. A similar rebellion like the Bengal Assembly is breaking out among Mamta's parliamentary MPs. Sources now telling NDTV that the Kakoli Ghosh-led rebel faction has written to Lok Sabha Speaker saying the future course aligns with the NDA and they will be extending their support. Kakoli Ghosh has been made the chief whip of the rebel faction of the TMC, which consists of 20 out of 28 rebel MPs. And Satabdi Roy is the deputy leader. Earlier today, rebel MPs also met with BJP's Bhupendra Yadav in a closed-door meeting this afternoon. And this, of course, after a shock exit of Sukhendu Roy, RSTMC MP today. Let's take a listen to all the reactions coming in on this biggest revolt of TMC that we are witnessing.
Ma'am, how many MPs were present in today's meeting?
We were 20 in number.
Ma'am, what is the problem within the Trinamool Congress that you all decided to distance yourself?
You have seen from different media, I think, different media and social media, that what kind of corruption was going on. And after seeing all this, we have decided, and we have no voice within our party. So we have decided to to make a separate block so that we can raise our voice.
Ma'am, will this block be away from the Trinamool Congress and give support to the BJP, or will you all join hands with the BJP?
No, we have a separate block, so we will support NDA. Till now, we have decided.
Any meeting with BJP leadership like Amit Shah today or Narendra Modi for that matter? You all are already meeting Bhupendra Yadav.
No.
And ma'am, who's going to be the leader of this bloc?
I don't know. You can ask our chief whip, Dr. Kakoli Ghosh Dostidar, or our leader, means deputy leader Shatabdi Roy. They can answer this question.
All right. Thank you so much for speaking to NDTV. Thank you, ma'am.
बहुत अच्छा रही है, बहुत अच्छा.
So that was in fact Suvendu Adhikari, who in fact has just left from the residence of Bhupendra Yadav.
शुकेंदुदा का बात नहीं है, मैं शुकेंदुदा से बात नहीं हुआ मेरा, मगर टीवी में शुकेंदुदा का जो बयान है, मैं ये बयान देखा हूँ, सुना हूँ. शुकेंदुदा का जो उन्होंने बोले हैं, मैं मेजॉरिटी जगह में उनके साथ एकमत हूँ. और खास करके जहां तक पार्लियामेंट का अपर हाउस का फंक्शनिंग था, शुकेंदुदा जो बोले हैं वो एकदम सही है. पार्लियामेंट क्विज करने का जगह नहीं है. क्विज मास्टरी करने का अलग सा जगह है, स्टूडियो है. पार्लियामेंट का फ्लोर, पार्लियामेंट का हाउस के अंदर, हाउस के बाहर भी, वहां ये मैं पहले भी बोल चुका हूं कि अभिषेक बंदोपाध्याय का जो संगठन लोग बोलते हैं, उस संगठन में बंगाली में आप जानते हैं संघ का मतलब क्या है, गठन का मतलब क्या है. उसमें संघ है मगर गठन नहीं है.
ना ज्यादा विरोधी दल एक साथ आएंगे तो उसको तो एक एडवांटेज होगा ही, शक्ति बढ़ेगा. तृणमूल कांग्रेस पर बहुत ज्यादा हमला हो रहा है, आक्रमण हो रहा है, तो दूसरे लोग साथ रहेंगे तो तृणमूल का शक्ति मिलेगा. जैसे अभिषेक बनर्जी पर जब व्यक्तिगत हमला हुआ तो मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे, राहुल गांधी, कांग्रेस के ओर से उसको निंदा किया. यही मॉरल समर्थन, नैतिक समर्थन मिलता है. हाँ दिया.
क्या कहा है?
आने को बोला.
आपकी तरफ से क्या प्रतिक्रिया?
नहीं जाएंगे.
Well, we heard all the reactions there. Let's also now tell you all that has happened so far, the major TMC rebellion and the crisis in Parliament, and what all happened today. First up, TMC MPs' phones were switched off. Then, the rebel MPs, they met at a secret location today. The TMC MPs held closed-door meeting, and TMC MP Sukhendu resigned from party as well. Apart from that, we're also learning that 20 TMC MPs out of 28 will write to the Lok Sabha Speaker, the 20 TMC MPs to lend support to NDA. And Kakoli Ghosh leading the TMC rebel faction. She's also been made the chief whip of the rebel faction so far. So let's now tell you more about Kakoli Ghosh, who's now leading the TMC rebel group, and she's also been made the chief whip of the rebel TMC group. Now, Kakoli Ghosh is a 4-time Lok Sabha MP from Barsat. Apart from that, one of TMC's senior most women leaders, and we just told you how she's also tendered her resignation a short while ago. She worked with Mamta spanning 5 decades. That's from college days. And she was also considered one of Mamta's closest political aides. Remember, she's not the only closest political aide of Mamta Banerjee who has become a rebel, but also Hakeem Firad, who also resigned. I want to go across to Shreyasi and Himanshu for more on this. Shreyasi, first up to you. You've been closely tracking the story. What we are seeing right now is perhaps a rebellion that we did not see before, with closest Mamta loyalist also leaving her alone at this point of time. How do you see the situation panning out, and what perhaps can we expect today, tomorrow?
Well, you know, right after the election results here in West Bengal, there were unprecedented scenes of cash, of, public outrage, of scams coming out in the forefront. In the 15 years of the Trinamool Congress regime, the kind of misgovernance, the kind of law and order situation that was created was telling, and with the election results, it only, backfired on the Trinamool Congress, party as a whole. When we speak to these MLAs, when we talk to these MPs, what they say is how, the leadership has been missing on ground, and the public outrage, which is very real. We saw how Abhishek Banerjee was attacked with eggs, stones, shoes when he had gone into South 24 Parganas to attend a political meeting, and that is the district from which his constituency also lies. And this kind of public outrage has never been seen here in West Bengal. Councillors are being arrested, leaders are being arrested, they are hiding to evade the police. They're coming out from piles of saris to evade the police action. This kind of, public outrage has never been seen, nor has such police action been seen on Trinamool Congress leaders earlier. So when we speak to these MPs and MLAs, they say that they're actually scared to go back to their constituencies because the people are so angry on ground against the Trinamool Congress. We're seeing how cut money is being returned in open fields by these Trinamool Congress workers in Kuch Bihar, in South 24 Parganas. And this kind of sentiment that is there on ground is making it very difficult for Trinamool Congress leaders to be still associated with the party and continue to be public representatives.
Right,
they are distancing themselves, something that has happened openly in the Vidhan Sabha, and now we are seeing the same unfold in the parliament.
Right, because after that revolt by the MLAs, we're seeing MPs revolting. I'm going to go across to you, Himanshu. If 20 MPs decide to go another way, this perhaps would be a big jolt to Mamta Banerjee's support in the parliament. Tell us more about that. We're also learning that the rebel TMC MPs led by Kakoli, Ghosh will be holding that crucial meeting to chart out their strategy after they've, of course, announced that they want to join the NDA, and they will also write a letter to the Lok Sabha Speaker. Yes, Himanshu. Right, Himanshu, am I audible to you? Or we'll
please repeat your question.
Yes, I was just saying that if 20 MPs go another way...
I can hear you now.
That's what we are learning. If 20 MPs go another way, it will perhaps be a big jolt to Mamta Banerjee and her majority support in the parliament. Tell us more about that. And we're also learning that the rebel MPs, TMC MPs, led by Kakoli Ghosh, will be holding that crucial meeting today at 6:30 p.m. to chalk out their strategy. What perhaps can we expect there as well?
Of course, important point you made. See, I just wanted to mention a few points from the letter that Mamta Banerjee has written to the Lok Sabha Speaker. And it says, and I quote, that the Chief Whip, Kalyan Banerjee, this is the letter to the Speaker on appointment of Kalyan as Chief Whip sent last month. In the current scenario, Kakoli's letter holds no value. This clearly shows that at a time when Kalyan Banerjee was appointed as the Chief Whip, Mamta Banerjee perhaps was aware of this undercurrent of rebellion within her party, and that is why the Chief Whip was changed by her. And it is very clear now that the war of word is hotting up in the Trinamool Congress, because Mamta Banerjee is now saying where are the signatures of these 20 MPs. So clearly now the ball is in Speaker's court, as I have been saying earlier, and it now depends on how Lok Sabha Speaker will make an assessment in terms of who stands with whom within Trinamool Congress. But considering the fact that significant number of MPs have openly come out against Mamta Banerjee, it is very clear that Mamta Banerjee is now being challenged by Trinamool Parliamentary Party unit here in Delhi in Lok Sabha, and it will be interesting and important to see how Mamata Banerjee can actually respond. Just 1 hour back, I had met a senior Trinamool Congress MP who is a close confidant of Mamata Banerjee, and she repeatedly said that we are aware that there are MPs
ज्यादा है, कम से कम 60% से ज्यादा लोग, 60-65% लोग कृषि के ऊपर निर्भर है। इसलिए यशस्वी कृषि मंत्री और ग्राम उन्नयन मंत्री का साथ मेरा मीटिंग था, फुल फेजेड मीटिंग हुआ। वहां से हमारी मंत्री दिलीप दा था, पंचायत सचिव था, यहाँ हमारी चीफ सेक्रेटरी आया, यहाँ हमारी लैंड सेक्रेटरी से लेकर पंचायत रूरल डेवलपमेंट का देश भारत सरकार का सचिव से लेकर सब आधिकारिक लोग को शिवराज जी ने बुलाया था। बहुत फ्रूटफुल मीटिंग हुआ। मैं आभारी हूँ। उन्होंने, इस सरकार 1 महीना नहीं हुआ, काल 1 महीना होगा 9 तारीख। उन्होंने आज हम लोग को सैंक्शन लेटर दिया प्रधानमंत्री ग्राम सड़क योजना में 2 फेज में 1000 करोड़ के आसपास, कुछ ही कम 1000 करोड़। और इस महीने लास्ट डेट है हमारा मनरेगा का, उसका बाद नया स्कीम आ रहा है ग्रामीण रोजगार क्षेत्र में, उसके ऊपर भी इस महीने में काम करने के लिए 700 करोड़ से ज़्यादा उन्होंने आज सैंक्शन लेटर दिया और रुपया ट्रांसफर भी हो जाएगा और काम भी होगा। क्षेत्र में जिस तरीके से पिछले सरकार भ्रष्टाचार किया है, सरकार का रुपया को इधर उधर किया है, और किसान विरोधी जो सरकार था, जिस तरीके से किसान के ऊपर अत्याचार हुआ, प्रधानमंत्री फसल बीमा योजना से लेकर
And that was the West Bengal Chief Minister, who is in New Delhi, focused on resolving various cabinet impasses there. We'll be tracking that very closely. But shifting our focus now, Kakoli Ghosh is the person who is leading the group of TMC rebel MPs in the parliament. My colleague Padmaja Joshi earlier spoke to her. Let's now take a look at what she said back then.
Ma'am, Mamata Banerjee yesterday, you might have read it, has also penned a poem called Girgit. And in it she has said, just as the wheels of the chariot will move, so will your wheels move. You will get results. On that day, the traitors will understand what valueless inhumanity is all about. More dangerous than a chameleon, at least a shapeshifter changes color for its livelihood. How do you respond to that? Because this comes on the back of a lot of leaders, people who have been central to the TMC speaking out. And then Mamata Banerjee writes this. Who do you think she's addressing this poem Girgit to?
Well, I don't know. Maybe she's targeting people who don't like her, or maybe people who have spoken out and criticized certain activities of the party. So maybe she's targeting them.
You don't think she's calling you opportunist because you're speaking out now?
See, I have in the past also flagged certain issues where I was told that I was wrong. And since I come from a freedom fighters family, my uncle was a freedom fighter. He received the freedom fighters, the copper plaque, and another uncle was a 7 times member of parliament. I had the political background. I have a very strong convent background. I have a very strong religious background. So maybe they don't like me.
Joining us now on NDTV is Ms. Kakoli Ghosh Dastidar herself. Ma'am, thank you very much for speaking to us. You've lodged a very serious complaint against a fellow party man, Kalyan Banerjee, with the Lok Sabha Speaker. And in your complaint, you have said that he has repeatedly verbally abused you inside the House chambers. When did this happen, and why did things come to such a pass that he was abusive towards you?
He's a habitual offender. He has no control over his temperament. And whenever he chooses to insult anybody, whether men or women, he insults. Nobody has taken it up, and that is very strange. I don't want to be the voice of other honorable members because they have their own prerogative. But I have seen, and it is on record, how he humiliated another lady member, saying that a cat has crossed my path, my day will not go well. He has abused honorable minister, one of the ministers, I don't even want to name. He has abused a lady contender in the Lok Sabha elections here. So when he goes on doing this unchecked, then somebody should raise a voice, and I have done that.
Ma'am, can you tell us, without going into the exact details, what kind of, because I'm pressing on this because it's a serious charge and, it will eventually go to the committee, action may be taken against him. What kind of misogynist comment did he make against you? And what was the catalyst? What was the reason, or what was what was happening at that time which made him go in that direction?
Not once. It is not once that I will pinpoint and tell you. Innumerable number of times he abuses people in his extraordinary aggressive fashion, and he doesn't even spare the honorable Prime Minister or the honorable Home Minister or the honorable Defense Minister by running across the floor and mimicking them, gesturing towards them. These should be actually taken up very seriously. As for myself, I don't want to utter the word. I mean, I don't think it is advisable to say this word on the screen here, but the last grade of abuse, verbal abuse, that you can think standing there inside the Lok Sabha, and I guess he's now put it on the social media that why I didn't complain that time. It is because it was only 3-4 months ahead of the elections here in West Bengal. So I thought that a person of his stature, that is, he is an elected member, if I say now, then the party will be harmed. Our party's prospects will be harmed. So now that the elections are over, I think it's the right moment to complain.
Well, we're getting you some breaking news right now. TMC rebel MPs hold that crucial meeting. The rebel MPs meet at Satabdi Roy's residence, and where there are various other TMC MPs who are part of that huddle, which is taking place at Satabdi Roy's residence. And I'm reading out the names. We have Bappi Haldar, Abu Tahir, and Asit Mal, who has also arrived at the TMC MP Satabdi Roy's residence. This, of course, comes at a time when 20 out of 28 TMC MPs have said that they want to part ways with Mamta Banerjee's TMC and that they want to become a part of NDA. That's what even Kakoli Ghosh, who's now become the leader of the TMC rebel MPs faction, has said. But what we are getting you right now, the visuals of that meeting which took place at Satabdi Roy's residence of the TMC rebel MPs. Other breaking news coming in. A team of CID reached Abhishek Banerjee's Kalighat residence with notice to summon TMC MP for the third time, as he did not appear before the probe team, and he is in Delhi. And we are bringing you the visuals of how CID has reached Abhishek Banerjee's Kalighat residence with notice to summon the TMC MP because, and this is the notice to summon him for a third time, as he did not appear before the probe team. And as we speak, Abhishek Banerjee is in Delhi. In other news, INDI Alliance held a crucial meeting to determine its future strategy with 23 political parties in attendance following the breakdown of its alliance with Congress, where the DMK and the Aam Aadmi Party skipped the meet, while TMC, SP, NCP and PDP attended the meeting. Cracks are certainly appearing to be widened among the allies because DMK left and AAP have slammed the Congress, although Shiv Sena UBT has backed Rahul Gandhi. In his opening remark, Congress chief Mallikarjun Kharge hailed allies for defeating the delimitation bill. He also urged allies to stand united against SIR and keep fighting the BJP. 5 outcomes, with the bloc vowing to write a letter to CGI over Bengal voter theft and also demand resignation of the education minister. The alliance also demanded an all-party meet on India's economic situation. The alliance also decided to meet every 2 months, with next meeting scheduled for August in Hyderabad.
5 पॉइंट पे आज सहमति जताई है. It was agreed to send a letter to Chief Justice of India on SIR. Second point, it was unanimously agreed to demand the immediate resignation of the education minister because he presided over the betrayal of lakhs of youth who appeared for NEET and CBSE examination. Third point, the union government should immediately call an all-party meeting to discuss the precarious current economic situation.
All right, let's now take you through the inside details of that crucial INDIA bloc meeting which took place earlier today. First up, Rahul Gandhi made a strong pitch for opposition unity. He rather delivered a 15-minute long speech where he urged all the alliance members to become one. He urged for unity amongst them. He also said opposition's fight is for country and the constitution. Rahul also flagged lack of support from allies on vote theft. Not just that, Rahul Gandhi also slammed parties for constantly targeting Congress. TMC and left also came under direct criticism from Rahul Gandhi. Rahul said BJP already pushed close in 2024 Lok Sabha polls. And these are some of the major highlights of the INDIA huddle which took place earlier today, where Rahul Gandhi amid that TMC rebellion has perhaps asked for unity from all party members. On that note, we're slipping into a very short break. Come right back. News and updates continues here on NDTV 24/7.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार, विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा,
सबका राजा आरती और मसाला।
Straight from the heart of the newsroom to the core of the stories shaping your world. Join me, Gargi Raut, as I track all the developments as they break. Live from the NDTV newsroom, weekdays at 4 p.m.
India's unshakable news habit. NDTV.com is India's #1 English news website.
आपने तो दीदी को एकदम धो डाला।
इसमें जनता का जीत है, मोदी जी का जीत है।
आज के की खावें झालमुड़ी ना माछेर झोल।
How will you celebrate?
झालमुड़ी माछेर झोल with रसगुल्ला।
You know, you remember you promised me that you will come to Kabini and do an interview with me. You like going to the forest?
This is a declaration of our state that to the entire country that our Kerala is secular.
ये विजय बंगाल की जनता की, विशेष करके मातृशक्ति की।
One clip that went most viral was the non-interview. Cruz spent some time with him. We have these whistles out for you, and the whistles are for the fact that you got the poll right, which is quite fantastic.
We saw you campaigning, ma'am, for the RG Kaur victim's mother as well. You know, that was a telling moment. Do you believe that that incident in some ways was a tipping point?
I think that Shiv was not the only incident.
तभी पुराण खुले তুই মুখ ফুটে তোর মনের কথা একলা বলো রে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে
The front lines of Kargil. The fury of Operation Sindhu.
So many attacks.
The chaos and cries of disaster zones. To fighter jet cockpits. And the world's most defining interviews.
It's incredible.
He has seen history break. Live. Unfiltered. 20,000 hours of live broadcasting.
Welcome to Left, Right and Center.
Hard facts.
War-struck country.
Hard questions.
In the Ukraine.
30 years of trust.
In the Kargil area. North Ukraine. In France. In Italy. At Srinagar. Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
Vishnu Shom. Only on NDTV.
The situation in the Strait of Hormuz right
Yes.
now and Iran. The last 48 hours have been tense. Is there a sense that strikes are imminent?
Iran can never have a nuclear weapon. And so the issues of enrichment and the highly enriched uranium have to be confronted. The straits cannot continue to be closed.
The import of American oil is important for India, particularly because of the situation.
India wants to diversify its energy. We want to diversify the countries we export to.
There is also an issue of visas for Indians. They have to come back to India for green cards now. Why has America taken this decision?
Well, it's not about India. It's about the whole world. Anytime you reform a system, there's going to be some disruptions. There's going to be some hiccups.
How did the meeting with the Prime Minister go? What did you discuss?
Relationship between the President Trump and Prime Minister Modi. I think that always makes it easier to have these meetings because of the personal affinity they have to one another.
Thank you very much for
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
5 hours to go for all of DKS's dreams to come true. I'm going to try and get more into the crowds. Here are the pictures, Sidramaya. NDTV stands completely engaged with Karnataka.
High rate, check the audio. High rate, check the audio.
Let's do it. Let's start.
Breaking story, we're jumping straight into it.
We've got a picture of the letter. What is in your letter? You can never predict what's going to happen in Tamil Nadu politics. 21 days in Kashmir. Unfiltered list of things I saw and observed on the ground. Very special ground report from the line of control. There were some children who've lost limbs in the shelling. For a country that has fought so many wars in the mountains and at high altitude. We're standing on the Indian Navy's newest warship. The line of control, Shiv Arur, NDTV.
This is where the future shows up first. Conversations with the biggest names in tech and AI. Putting tech through its paces. No fancy jargon or spec sheets, just what matters. If it's shaping the future, you'll see it here first. The Tesla Model Y. This is Tech 360. Real talk, real reviews across the NDTV network.
Launch control 0 to 100.
This isn't just about cars and bikes. This is about how you move. This car makes no sense, yet it makes every sense. What we are sitting inside is a Joby-powered air taxi. Your friend said, "Ye le le." We said, maybe not. Hi, my name is Siddharth Sharma. I'm your NDTV Automate, your ultimate guide into the world of automobiles and mobility.
Landed in the beautiful state of Andhra Pradesh, which has no shortage of its own superstars. And that's why it's our pleasure to be joined today on NDTV by Pavan Kalyan, the Deputy Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. Good to have you, sir. You were recently denied permission, sir, on Telangana Formation Day.
I think somehow they're scared. Otherwise, there is no need for them to deny permission.
Is the India bloc, up on its last legs?
I had seen in my family, they were very strong supporters of Congress. As long Indira Gandhi was, even to an extent Rajiv Gandhi was there. They could slowly, but the disconnect started because of their policies. I really expected some kind of a greater understanding when this man, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, if I go and meet people, that gives me a very greater understanding, greater depth. But I felt after walking from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, and the way he understood, then I said he has become more shallow.
It was genuinely a first day, first show kind of perfect political storm for Vijay? What went through your mind when you saw it unfold?
I came into politics in 2007, and from then
2 decades.
2 decades.
Yeah, amazing.
And it was a tough journey for me, and sometimes I felt like giving up, sometimes I feel like, why the hell I was in politics. I wish I could have such kind of smooth journey like Mr. Vijay. In that way, I said, okay, I was envious.
You have a good relationship with the BJP and especially with Prime Minister Modi.
This man is the future of our country, and we need it.
Economy, business, world, technology. Noise filtered, numbers decoded. Insights that rewire your worldview. From governance to growth, we connect the dots. Your daily edge, your global advantage. India Business Report with me, Gauri Dwivedi, weeknights on NDTV Profit.
What seems settled for me is unfinished business. So I rewind, I pause, I reflect, I dig until what's buried stands up to be counted. Breaking ground, not just headlines, the meaning behind them. This is Breaking Ground with me, Vedika Sood.
This is the show where we bring you all the hot and happenings from the world of entertainment and lifestyle.
Really?
Passion that makes
Between February 22, when it was the last time the prices were increased, there was never any increase of price till February 28th of 2026, when the West Asia crisis started. In other words, 4 years, people said, चुनाव आने होते हैं तो आप लोग दाम कम कर देते हो, उसके बाद बढ़ाए. अरे नहीं भाई, February 22 के बाद we had general elections in 24, we had elections to state governments in Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Haryana, what have you. Prices were never increased. In fact, prices came down. What happened on February 28th? The facts are that the 90% of the crude imported by India used to come through the Strait of Hormuz. And nearly 60% of the LPG that India imported came also through the Strait of Hormuz. Yet, despite a massive global disruption, despite the fact that the Saudi CPU, which is the benchmark for LPG, went up by 3%, we did not increase prices. Why? Because as I said, after February 22 on 3 occasions, November 21, May of 2022, and now a few days ago, the central government, thanks to the resolute leadership of the Prime Minister, who believes in insulating the common man as an article of faith. For him, it's an article of faith. He took the hit on the central budget, as a result of which rupees 10 per litre on petrol and rupees 10 per litre on diesel were both absorbed. 1 lakh crore ka bill aaya, finance ministry took it. I mean, if I was in the finance ministry, I would also say, they're having to pick up other people, but that is the Prime Minister's leadership. Today, interestingly, if you take Japan apart, Japan is the only country which has had an increase lower than India.
Right.
We are the country with the lowest increase in petrol prices or diesel prices or gas prices. Plus, if the opposition is talking about that, one question that they need to ask themselves after looking in the mirror is what is happening in the states where you are. Central government reduces the excise on central excise on 3 occasions, November 21, May 22, until recently, and we expect the state governments to correspondingly reduce their VAT. But do they do that? No. As a result, petrol and diesel prices are lower by 10 rupees in BJP ruled states that they are in other. In Delhi, for instance, BJP 102 rupees, Uttar Pradesh 101 rupees, Gujarat 101 rupees, Tamil Nadu 107 rupees, Karnataka 110 rupees, Kerala 115 rupees, Telangana 115 rupees. यार 15 रुपए का फर्क और 10 रुपए का फर्क between a BJP ruled state and non. That, my friend, is one of the reasons why the narrative that the opposition parties try to set against this government comes a cropper.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा
सबका राजा और प्योर मसाला।
Full of these people.
Kolkata trap. Highest number of voters. Tamil Nadu votes decisive.
अफरा-तफरी का माहौल है, तोड़-फोड़ पथराव किया गया है।
I've always liked NDTV. It's the most reliable news channel more than anything.
TVK headquarters here.
Lot of thanks for NDTV. Congratulations to NDTV.
Thank the team for their incredible coverage of the Tamil Nadu election so far.
Fast moving but still relaxed. Informative but still unbiased.
So I really love the channel. I saw Shiv sir and I was really excited to meet him and tell hi. So I'm really happy I met you, sir. Thank you so much.
Happy meeting NDTV team here.
Thanks for NDTV.
Padmija Joshi, Sriyashi Dev. This is Shreya Ghosh. Rafneet Chaudhary. Manogya Loiwal.
Deepak Bopanath.
This is Victor.
Tanushka Datta.
Sam Daniel.
Tika Ramaswamy. Ritu Rajpurohit.
Shiv Arun.
To all our viewers who've joined us, thank you very much for spending your time, for trusting NDTV.
मीठा या नमकीन चाहे जैसे खाओ 100% सूजी से बनी आर प्योर वर्मिसली स्वादिष्ट सेहतमंद हर रोज।
The results with the BJP winning more than 200 seats clearly answer those questions. Our teams on the ground, in the studios, in the newsroom, we keep tracking every twist. We try to stay away from the noise, try to use the election analytics to bring the coverage together for you. 90% voting is not common. That's 140 elections with less than 70%. Tuvendu Adhikari leading at this moment. 5 states, 824 assembly seats. An election that felt more like a war.
Again going to shift focus to West Bengal, bring in our colleagues from the ground as well.
We've got some breaking news just coming in. Kanchan Gupta to wear this morning. Green was not one of them. Kanchanda, what's going on here?
Khela ho big.
Vijay is finishing off every existing political force.
This holds, Pradeep Gupta will be dancing. Joining us now, live and exclusive on NDTV, the architect of this historic victory.
जनता को बधाई दे रहा हूँ।
To all our viewers who've joined us in this long day, thank you very much for spending your time, for trusting NDTV.
India Inc.'s most respected names chose India Inc.'s best and brightest.
I'm delighted to be chairing a committee of such distinguished fellow businessmen, bankers. It's just lovely to be back on this NDTV jury. I have been a fan of NDTV for a long time.
Many of the nominees are extremely close together in terms of what they've done.
Gender parity to be reflected while we choose leadership as well.
It's also important that how they are reshaping the industries.
We've got a fantastic jury and we've left all decisions to the wisdom of the jury.
Who will earn India's top business honors? Find out on 3rd July at the NDTV Profit Business Leadership Awards.
This is the show where we bring you all the hot and happenings from the world of entertainment and lifestyle.
Really?
Fashion that made you gag. Films that made you fangirl. Art that made it to the gram, and trends that kept us with the program. Hello and welcome to a brand new show. I am your host Mayank Chaudhary and this is Limelight.
our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day. From the newsroom to the studio to the thick of political action.
You're watching NDTV 24/7. The hope is that beyond this election, this will be one of the major issues. With multiple challengers in the fray, the TMC also has done a bit of rejigging. Remember, this is also a district that has been plagued by communal violence.
Welcome back. At a Sikh religious procession in Brampton, a tableau depicting the assassination of former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi was put on display alongside Khalistan flag, triggering outrage. Our next report telling you more about that.
A religious procession now at the center of a political storm. At the annual Nagar Kirtan parade in Brampton, Canada, participants were seen carrying Khalistan flags. That's not all, as a controversial tableau depicting the 1984 assassination of former Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi rolled through the streets. The display immediately drew condemnation across social media and political circles. The imagery touches one of the most painful chapters in India's modern history. Indira Gandhi was assassinated on October 31st, 1984, by two of her Sikh bodyguards months after Operation Blue Star. The appearance of the assassination tableau can intensify diplomatic sensitivities between New Delhi and Ottawa. Similar displays in Canada in previous years have drawn sharp criticism from India. India-Canada ties have improved swiftly ever since PM Mark Carney was sworn in. A far cry from former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's days in office, during which his government was accused by India of giving space to Sikh separatists, terrorists, and anti-India elements. But with these tableaus still being shown right under the nose of the Carney government, questions still swirl about the alleged lack of action from Ottawa. Bureau Report, NDTV World.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद ये हित तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मम्मा क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा
सबका राजा और मसाला।
Hi Red, check the audio. Hi Red, check the audio. Let's do it. Let's start. Big news that we're breaking first here on NDTV.
We know for sure that they have, confirmed their support to him.
We've got a picture of the letter, the breaking story. We're jumping straight into it.
They do not want to be part of an experiment.
Show around and then come to me at the Nehru Stadium in Chennai. Unconditional support.
Giant killer of TVK is here with us.
We've got Mr. Dinakaran with us here. Veera, why aren't you also dancing?
Vijay is coming out, TVK chief.
Big breaking story here on NDTV. Nobody else has these details. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for the viewership. Thank you for the love.
When others are warming up, I'm raring to go. The stories that matter, the stories that shape your life.
Hello and welcome to watching Prime 5 with me, Raisha Sehgal. What's happening? How to
The show that sets the prime time agenda.
We'll be deep diving into this topic to tell you what's at stake.
Join me, Raisha Sehgal, on Prime 5, only on NDTV 24/7.
Across the country, he has tracked the pulse of power from Washington to Korea. Witnessed history being made in global capitals and conflict zones. Brought clarity to complex issues of national security and international affairs. Aditya Raj Kaul, covering international affairs like no one else, only on NDTV network.
Straight from the heart of the newsroom to the core of the stories shaping your world. Join me, Gargi Raut, as I track all the developments as they break. Live from the NDTV newsroom, weekdays at 4 p.m.
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day. India's unshakable news habit. NDTV.com is India's #1 English news website.
आपने तो दीदी को एकदम धो डाला।
इसमें जनता का जीत है, मोदी जी का जीत है।
আজকে কি খাবেন ঝালমুড়ি না মাছের ঝোল?
How will you celebrate?
झालमुड़ी माथे झोल with रसगुल्ला।
You know, you remember you promised me that you will come to Kabini and do an interview with me. You like going to the forest?
This is a declaration of our state that to the entire country that our Kerala is secular.
ये विजय बंगाल की जनता के विशेष करके मातृशक्ति की।
One clip that went most viral was the non-interview. Cruz spent some time with him. We have these whistles out for you, and the whistles are for the fact that you got the poll right, which is quite fantastic. We saw you campaigning, ma'am, for the RG Kaur victim's mother as well. You know, that was a telling moment. Do you believe that that incident in some ways was a tipping point?
I think that Shiv was not the only incident.
তবে পরাণ খুলে তুই মুখ ফুটে তোর মনের কথা একলা বলো রে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে
मीठा या नमकीन, चाहे जैसे खाओ, 100% सूजी से बनी आर प्योर वर्मिसली, स्वादिष्ट, सेहतमंद, हर रोज। The front lines of Kargil, the fury of Operation Sindhu.
So many attacks.
The chaos and cries of disaster zones, to fighter jet cockpits, and the world's most defining interviews.
It's incredible.
He has seen history break.
Well, at the India bloc meeting, Rahul Gandhi has made a strong pitch for opposition unity today, also calling out opposition parties for not supporting him when he raised issues such as vote chori. The next India bloc meeting is likely to take place in Hyderabad. All of this is happening when the TMC is facing an implosion of sorts, not just a split amongst its legislators, but also amongst its MPs now. We'll get you more of that and more. Good evening, everybody. You're watching NDTV. This is the Southern View. Let's get started with the headlines. 25 parties participated in the India bloc meeting today. They have demanded Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation. They've also asked the government to call an all-party meeting on the economic crisis. TMC's problems get only bigger. TMC MP Kakoli Ghosh Dastedar now leads a rebel faction of 20 MPs. Kakoli Ghosh, her camp has written to Lok Sabha Speaker backing NDA for future political cause. Mamata Banerjee's faction, meanwhile, has disputed Kakoli Ghosh's appointment as chief whip. A YouTuber has been arrested in Tamil Nadu for making anti-Vijay videos. BJP has slammed Tamil Nadu Chief Minister, asked, "Why are you scared of satire?" Meanwhile, Israel has mounted attack on Iran. It has defied calls for restraint from Donald Trump. It has targeted petrochemical plant in Iran today. Energy sites once again at the center of destruction. Petroleum Minister Hardeep Singh Puri speaks exclusively to NDTV as he defends a fuel price stability, outlines diversification from Russia to Venezuela and the US, and he says that India has ensured both availability and affordability despite West Asia conflict. Well, at the India bloc meeting today in Delhi, Rahul Gandhi has made a strong push for opposition unity, warning allies against pulling down each other and urging parties to fight together against the BJP for the sake of the country and the constitution. During the nearly 15-minute speech that he delivered, Rahul Gandhi is learned to have expressed disappointment over the lack of support from some allies, especially on issues such as alleged vote chori, while also criticizing parties that regularly target the Congress party despite being part of the larger opposition platform. Sources have said that parties such as TMC and the left came under criticism during the discussions. Rahul Gandhi also argued that the BJP was not difficult to defeat, pointing to the last Lok Sabha elections and urging the alliance to avoid any weakening of itself through constant infighting. The meeting saw all allies speak. In fact, JMM and Shiv Sena UPD had also joined online, but remember that the DMK did skip this meeting, citing the Congress's betrayal. It also comes at a time when the opposition bloc is trying to redraw strategy ahead of the key political battles and in the midst of visible political strains within some regional allies. Like I mentioned, the DMK boycotted this meeting. It said that it will not be part of any meeting that is led by the Congress party. This is after the Congress party left the DMK's fold in Tamil Nadu. But the DMC is facing also one split after the other. It was extremely proactive in response to the Congress party today. The big question, however, is whether the India bloc today can move beyond public disagreements and state-level rivalries to build a national challenge against the BJP. For now, the message from the meeting was clear that unity is no longer going to be a slogan for the opposition. It's going to be a political necessity, but how many of these allies are going to understand that for their own survival remains a big question. Let's take a look at some reactions.
5 पॉइंट पे आज सहमति जताई है. It was agreed to send a letter to Chief Justice of India on SIR. Second point, it was unanimously agreed to demand the immediate resignation of the Education Minister because he presided over the betrayal of lakhs of youth who appeared for NEET and CBSE examination. Third point, the union government should immediately call an all-party meeting to discuss the precarious current economic situation.
सही मायने में इंडी गठबंधन वालों का वजूद चोरी हुआ है. मैं फैक्ट्स नहीं जानता हूं टीएमसी के अंदर क्या चल रहा है, मगर कुछ ना कुछ आग तो होगा ना, तो धुआं कहां से आ रहा है. तो पहले तो मुझे लगता है इन लोगों को आपस में बैठक करनी चाहिए, टीएमसी वालों को आपस में बैठक करनी चाहिए. और वहां अशोक गहलोत जी तो पता नहीं खड़गे जी को क्या क्या सुना रहे हैं. इनकी क्लोज डोर बैठक हुई कि नहीं अशोक गहलोत जी के साथ? अशोक गहलोत जी को जो मन में आ रहा है वो सुना रहे हैं कांग्रेस के तथाकथित हाई कमान को. और उसके बाद ये इंडी गठबंधन का जो ड्रामा चल रहा है बैठक का, इससे क्या हासिल होगा?
Okay, we are joined by Rashid Kidwai first. We are also joined by Rohan Gupta of the BJP. We are also joined by Nikhat Abbas of the Congress Party and P. Santosh Kumar of the CPI. Thank you all of you for being part of this broadcast. Santosh Kumar, to you first. How was the meeting today, sir? It comes at a very crucial time. Your party has lost election in Kerala. What were you expecting? Did the India bloc meeting, at least fulfill some of your expectations?
It was a successful meeting. There were 25 participants representing various political parties. Two of them joined online. And as you know, we have taken certain important decisions also. Demanded the immediate resignation of Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan, or the Prime Minister should sack him from the Union Cabinet. And as we all know, India Alliance is a voluntary association of like-minded political parties. Like-minded means what? Anti-BJP political parties. So I don't want to take too much of your time to discuss what is this anti-BJP politics and all those things. But as of now, it's a voluntary association of different political parties, unlike the Left Front in Kerala or UDF in Kerala. So that way you can say it's a loose, in a way. So the only ideal thing is that we are connected together to defeat BJP. So the meeting was successful, but each and every political parties raised their own concerns also. We from the left side raised certain serious allegations against the Congress party. I don't want to hide it. Allegations means Congress could have refrained from making certain allegations against the left.
But that brings me to the next question, Santosh Kumar. It's in fact the allegation that the Congress party made that the Sangh Parivar was hand in glove with the CPM. That's also one of the allegations that led to a large consolidation amongst minority votes. Don't you think that that's something that probably will remain a sticking point between the Congress and the left parties for a long time in Kerala?
I don't think so. Because in the coming days, we need more unity to defeat BJP. So we have to forget what happened in the past. But as far as this particular allegation is concerned, left is always, it used to be like that also, a credible force in fighting against the BJP. And one topmost leader or the leadership of the Congress party cannot allege like this, that we are hand in glove with the BJP. So you can raise any allegation against the left. I'm not saying that left is all perfect and left is above criticism. Of course, we have our own shortcomings, policy failures. I do agree that. But at the same time, you cannot tell it like this. That what does it mean? Then what is the point in continuing with India Alliance? No, India Alliance, as I told you, as we all, broad-based alliance against BJP, and the topmost leadership of the party. I mean, they say that you are hand in glove with BJP. What does it mean? It sounds ridiculous.
You're saying that it's just a political point, but on ideological lines, you're coming together with like-minded parties?
Not a political point without any basis. No, do you have anything? I can tell you many more things. No,
but it's a narrative that they set, and they managed to set it right, and they've succeeded at that, right?
No. So see, in Kerala, there was an unholy alliance between the Congress and BJP to defeat our ministers. I have every proof to, corroborate the same. So we don't want to, discuss all those issues.
Right. But Mr. Santosh Kumar, my last question to you, will there be no dichotomy or duplicity in the left parties working with the Congress at the national level, but taking on V.D. Satishan's government every day at the state level?
See, same is applicable to the Congress party also, no?
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is applicable to the Congress party also, no? As we all know, as I told you in the beginning itself, this is a broad-based alliance, and it differs from state to state. It depends on the situation in each and every state. So it may not be like in Bengal, it may not be like in Kerala. So it varies from states to states. But the core ideology is that we need to defeat BJP and RSS ideology and the sinister designs. This is the sole thing.
Okay.
And nothing more.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Santosh Kumar. Thank you so much for joining us. We have Radhika Kheda from the BJP, Nikhat Abbas from the Congress Party, and Rashid Kidwai, political analyst and author. Thank you. Rashid Kidwai, before I get in the political spokespersons, what are your opening thoughts on this meeting that was held today? Because when I spoke to sources, a lot of them said that this was probably one of the better India groupings that happened, because everybody spoke their mind. But clearly, it's the Congress Party that is dominant today, although it still remains electorally weak in most parts of the country.
Yeah, so Vasudha, purely in terms of optics or photo opportunity, it looks good, but there are a lot of things that need to be negotiated. What are the talking points? What is going to be the hierarchical structure? Is there a kind of, vision document? Who's going to be the convener? Because people are interested. You say that we demand Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation, we want to approach the Chief Justice of India on SIR, and all these things don't make, this is not a block thing. And you look at this bundle of contradiction. You see Omar Abdullah sitting there, you see Mahbooba Mufti sitting there, you see the left and the Congress, all kind of, problems are there. Somebody may say it's like, what we say in Hindi, Bhanmati ka kunba, kahi ka eat, kahi ka roda. But still the fact that 24 political parties have got together is a good beginning. What it needs is that it needs to have some plan of action and thrash out some leadership issue, so that moves forward. There should be many. I am expecting a lot of subcommittees, etc. But none of these panels or committees are in picture. And this is just everybody is trying to basically look good and bright, just because the only mantra is there, that anti Narendra Modi mantra. That's the only thing that's uniting them. But for a bloc to succeed, you need lot more things to do.
Right. Nikat Abbas, when I look at the visuals today of the meeting, you look at Mamata Banerjee, or for that matter, Tejasvi Yadav. Is it the picture of confidence, that youngsters would want in this country? Because these are also leaders who have lost their own elections. I mean, I understand that Congress has won Kerala, but Congress has also lost Assam. Is this the picture of confidence that the India bloc wants to send out to the country?
Good evening, Vasudha, to you, my co-panelist, and your viewers of NDTV this evening. First of all, yes, the India Alliance met today, and the opposition has come together because there are many serious challenges which the country are facing today, like the attack on the voting rights, like the rising inflation, rising unemployment, the distress among the farmers, the wrenching of the institutions, and most importantly, an education system which is collapsing right under BJP's watch. I mean, I agree that the biggest threat to the democracy is not who wins an election, but it is clearly whether the citizen can be sure and trust the electoral process. Time and time again, the Congress party and the opposition has consistently raised the
your party won in Kerala, right? The TVK won in Tamil Nadu, right? So that can't be selective, isn't it?
The confidence. Vasudha, when we talk about the confidence, yes. What is the confidence of our country or any country is the young people of our country, because that is the generation on whose shoulder the future of any country, any developing country is, burdened. Now, what has BJP given to these young students of our country? 89 people leaks in last 10 years. I mean, the only thing which is not leaking under BJP's government is the ministerial accountability. I mean, 93 students have committed suicide, Vasudha. Why? Because they had so much of pressure of the paper leaks. 1.4 crore students who, the job aspirants who have been affected because of the paper leaks. And yet again, we say that asking for the resignation of the education minister is politics. No, it's not politics, it's common sense.
Okay. Look at Radhika Kheda, respond to that. Is the BJP strong today only because the opposition is weak?
Take the accountability.
Radhika Kheda.
Good evening to everyone. Am I audible, Vasudha?
Radhika, yes, you are.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. They changed the wrappers, they changed the sign, hoping a new brand would make them align. But the product inside is decayed and old. A house of cards that is ready to fold. No matter how many meetings you hold, Vasudha, a sinking ship cannot navigate a storm. And let's be very honest on your show tonight. What we are witnessing, like your topic is saying, India bloc reset, it is not an India bloc reset. It is a big India bloc collapse. Do you remember those days, Vasudha, when these same alliance meetings of the Indi Thakbandhan used to happen in massive and sprawling stadiums? In Bengaluru, they all stood under the sun, holding hands for the cameras. Fast forward to today, and we have a grand circus that has shrunk into a single suffocating room that can no longer fill a stadium. Mark my words today. With a mandatory meeting scheduled even every 2 months, by the third or the fourth meeting, this entire alliance will comfortably fill inside a single hatchback car. You mark my words, Vasudha, today. Here, Kidwai Sahab was, before Kidwai Sahab, there was a gentleman who was talking about like-minded parties. What we saw today was a Mamata Banerjee sharing space with Rahul Gandhi, the same Rahul Gandhi who exactly a month back called her the most corrupt chief minister and a communal chief minister who is in cahoots with the Bharatiya Janata Party. Suddenly now they've become like-minded. And look at the sheer hypocrisy on display that we saw today. Khadge Sahab, who is to is setting out and saying vote chori ho gaya, institutions, even their spokesperson was talking about the vote power has been taken. Bhaiya, then please resign and leave your government.
That's what I want to ask Rashid
Leave your
Kitbai. Rashid
government
Kitbai,
in
you know, this
Karnataka.
emphasis and insistence on talking about vote chori as an important issue. You know, we saw the elections that got over, and there was a sense that people got what they voted for. Otherwise, people would have been out in the streets. Is the SIR or the vote chori an issue that Congress is wanting it to be? Because that also means now with these beleaguered opposition, they probably will have to support the Congress in a lot of these narratives, isn't it?
Yeah, so Vasudha, that is what we see. We see political parties going through the motion. You know, you need to take a stand. What is the Congress or entire India Alliance view about, EVM, about, postal ballot? The Congress, for instance, Congress political resolution talks about the need to, do away with EVM. Are these 24 political parties on board? Is Congress willing to take that kind of step and say that they will not participate in any election that is done conducted on EVM and not on ballot paper? So these are big issues. And what about all those people who have been left out? What is the kind of political campaign? And Vasudha, you have seen, if you go in court of law, it's on the point of law. So therefore, you cannot. These are political problems. These are political issues, and you need to have a political answer. People are baffled that Congress expects the mandate in Kerala, but does not accept.
That's an important point. Nikhil Abbas, your closing remarks. A weakened opposition bloc, but slightly stronger Congress is not really going to make a difference, isn't it?
No, of course we are going to make a difference, and which is why we are in that block, and we are trying to make people understand, and people are realizing the fact that what has our country come down to. I mean, looking at the spokespersons and the BJP leaders, it shocks me every time, time and time again, whenever, they're questioned or the people of India are asking them questions, they just run away from those questions. I mean, yet again, the spokesperson has, read a very, very nice poem, and I'm really glad about it, but I don't understand why they're not concerned about the fact that the farmers' distress has been rising under BJP's rule. I mean, 5 lakh farmers in last 12 years have committed suicide. Why aren't they not talking about that, how the inflation is rising from milk, dal, atta, chawal, everything? In India, today's 80% of population are still earning just 20,000 in...
Radhika Khera, respond to that. It's the same India bloc that actually made it very difficult for the BJP to get what it wanted. So why is the BJP not apprehensive or afraid of the India bloc? Probably the course correction took place, which is why the electoral victories that the BJP saw in state assemblies are much more than what the Congress saw. Radhika Khera.
वसुधा, हिंदी में कहावत है, काट की हांडी बार बार नहीं चलती. एक बार इन्होंने संविधान खतरे में है, ये खतरे में है, चला लिया. देश ने देख लिया कौन सा संविधान बदला. Fact is, they all got together. Still, they could not reach the votes at the seats that the Bharatiya Janata Party has got alone. Today, they are pretending to sit next to each other, pretending to be friends. When Trinamool's own house is on fire, 20 of Mamta ji's own MPs are knocking on NDA's doors in Delhi because of her tyranny. Akhilesh Yadav was sitting in that room. Must have, I can guarantee you, looking at Mamta Banerjee and thought, is this going to be my fate tomorrow if I go on with the Congress? Because history has proved wherever Rahul Gandhi sets foot, the political fortunes of his allies sink. And it's not just the TMC. Look at the Congress. Gehlot Saab is publicly bashing his own high command, screaming that a conspiracy was hatched against him during the Congress presidential election. Otherwise, he would be sitting in Mr. Kharge's chair.
Sorry to interrupt you. Joined by a guest now. Thank you, Radhika. Thank you, Nikhat. Thank you, Rashid Kitbai, for joining us. This is an evolving discussion, and we'll keep talking about this. We're joined by CPM MP John Britas now, who was also part of the meeting today. Thank you, Mr. Britas, for speaking to NDTV. What did you think of the meeting today? The timing of this could not have been more interesting. Your own party has lost elections in Kerala. TMK has lost elections in Tamil Nadu. We saw what's happening in the TMC. What was the mood like in Constitution Club where the meeting took place?
See, the meeting was very good, and all the parties resolved that we all need to jointly work to ensure that BJP is defeated. And there were candid, I would say, statements and talk from each political party as to what is that we lack, and the reservations of each parties were expressed there. From my part, I refer to the letter that was written by my General Secretary to Khargeji with regard to the stand taken by the Congress leadership in Kerala. All those matters were raised. But at the end of the day, we all decided that now the need of the hour is that we all need to come together, put our heads together, to see that the anger, the rancor of the people need to be channelized. So there has been a decision with unanimity that we should approach the people, we should hit the streets, we should ensure that the people should be organized, because the situation is very precarious. Price rise, unemployment, and mass discontent is brewing. So this is a time when opposition also needs to discharge its responsibility. So that was the sum and substance of the spirit of the meeting.
Mr. Britas, Kerala was the last state that was ruled by communists. That's no longer the case now. And the communists also lost elections in Kerala because the Congress mounted a very aggressive campaign. It alleged that there was a secret deal that was going on between the BJP and the CPM. And these allegations were made by Rahul Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge themselves. Today, when you spoke about this, and MABB, the CPM General Secretary, has also written to Mallikarjun Kharge about this, was Rahul Gandhi accepting of the criticism of the CPM today?
See, I mean, he was open to criticism. In fact, I told him about the conviction and commitment of left in fighting BJP. I also reminded him, in 2004, 63 MPs, on a platter, we gave the support to Congress party to keep BJP away from power. So that is the way in which left takes on BJP. And we never compromise on our ideological and political fight against BJP. But we also told him that we have no problem if congressmen, normally they come and accuse us or hurl charges. But when leaders like Rahulji and Kharge, who are the faces of the India bloc, and who are the opposition leaders, they are opposition leaders, that means they have our support also in parliament. So when they come and make such untenable charges against left, then what is the purpose of you all sitting here? To fight BJP. So when you accuse a party of having a tacit understanding with BJP, then the whole purpose of we having a convergence here is redundant or futile. In a way, I think everybody understood the mind of each party. Right. And Rahul Gandhi also said that he accepts all the criticism and he will work towards ensuring a unity in action, purpose, vision, and a strategy also. That is a welcome step.
Right. But Mr. Britas, I understand the optics of it, the play of it, but at the national level, do you see any scope for the India bloc? Because you see that the TMC has already been defeated so badly. You see what's happened to the DMK. And you're the best person to answer this because as part of the India bloc, now you will be taking on V.D. Satishan's government in Kerala every day, but also being part of the larger opposition bloc at the national level. Is this something that you see, you think is feasible, not just for you, but for the entire alliance?
See, let us not look at the numbers now. It's very evident that there is a disconnect between the electoral reality and the ground reality. The ground reality is that there is a ground swelling against this government. There are protests that are coming up, and the people are absolutely unhappy about this government. There's a disaster that is happening in economy, politics, international policies, foreign policy, everywhere. The only thing is that India bloc needs to have its acts together, should move jointly instead of waiting for the next elections to come close. We need to be activated and we should hit the ground.
So, Mr. Britas, what is the future plan like? Was there something that was decided today? When is the next meeting going to be held? Where is it going to be held? Is there a common proposition that you guys have put together?
See, we have discussed and decided that we need to meet regularly, not only during the parliament session, otherwise also. So the next meeting happens in Hyderabad, and we intend to have rallies in many states so that India Alliance will have a distinct identity of coherence